So you're saying you had a client that got bit by a furry? How old is she?
She's like in the co-op, so she's got to be at least like a junior.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't get into it and get the full story because there was like two elderly people. Like,
Yeah, you don't want to have them.
there was one on the left and one on the
They'd be
right.
like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, Amber is set up next to me on the left, and she had done the girl's hair like prior or whatever. So during the consult, she was like, "Oh, dude," she recognized her. She was like, "Dude, you got to tell Taylor about the furry." And I was
You'll
like,
want to hear it, yeah.
Yeah. So she got bit by
By a furry.
a student that was wearing ears and a tail.
Why did she get bit? What provoked this?
I think she said something about potentially trying to pull the tail off, but I'm gonna just try and make it sound nicer.
Well, that just
and
hurts
make
a
it
little.
seem like maybe she was just trying to touch the tail.
Yeah. Well, if you were wearing a tail, you're kind of just asking for that.
Well, I mean,
But we're supposed to respect each other, everyone's decisions.
so my question is every time I see a tail is because they make
Like sex tails.
is it a butt plug?
I was gonna say like a butt plug.
Is it
tail.
a plug or is
Well,
it an
I think-
actual like? Is it on?
I think those are the types that are more susceptible to like being a furry. It's like young,
Yeah, for sure, sure.
young gays,
Well,
or kids that aren't sure they're kids that don't want to get physically gay. You know what I mean? Because
Well-
there's this whole thing where everyone's gay or bi now, but no one fucks.
I think perfect example. We can bring Jordan right
Yeah.
into it.
There's a lot of kids, and she's 96, 95.
94.
94. I think the trend started with like you got artists like, and I love Frank Ocean, but you got artists like Frank Ocean.
Well, dude, being like growing up in
But
high
that
school,
brought into the mainstream.
there
It
was a whole like age of where it was like cool to be like I'm bi.
Yeah, it is like that now. I feel like too, but like I said,
Then
no
again,
one's
that was also like a
prove
scene
it.
culture thing too.
Yeah.
Kind of. I feel like.
Yeah,
Oh,
that could have been
boys
like
kissing
because
boys. Like
that's like an Oxford thing though too, maybe because it's so like back then it was so much like now it's Oxford's quite different, but back then it was pretty bumfuck.
dude, I come out
The
to
guys you
Oxford
graduated
now,
with, think
and
about the guys.
I can't even like. There's a whole. It's not even a motor mall. It's like the dispensary mall of America. Like
Yeah, it is like the dispensary capital of the world, galaxy maybe. It's like the Dune of. It's like the Dune of concentrate.
it's all the Seaches.
Nice, yeah.
The Seaches are the dispensary.
Yeah, no, it is. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I was gonna say something.
Arrakis.
Nah, I brought up Dune and my mind just totally went to.
I mean, how can it not?
Um,
It's fucking. one of the
I don't know,
best
just
things
like being
ever.
physical. Yeah, like anyone can just say they're gay now or bi now, but it's like, and it just gets
Well, I mean, I feel like it's always been like that.
yeah, it has.
But before,
I just feel like it's more prevalent now.
I feel like we've hit a peak. Like when I was in high school, there was no
Oh,
questions asked.
think about the guys you graduated with, like the class of like just like how the guys were like totally. A lot of those guys were knocking girls up though, right? Like those are the type of kids that were not leaving Oxford.
There's a lot of them that are still in Oxford.
Yeah.
Most of them I feel like are still in Oxford.
Yeah.
I guess
Your
I can't-
class.
I can't really attest because I don't really talk to
Yeah,
anybody.
you're not in Oxford, so
I
you
don't.
don't even
Well,
know.
and I don't even really talk to anyone that I
Yeah, same.
even went to school with.
Same. That's what I
So
know.
I only see what I see on like Facebook, but
I don't know. That's such a thing though, where it's like these people go to high school together. It's only like 4 years of your life, and I guess middle school is like 3. But it's like you have no choice over where you're going, and you have some choice of who you're talking with. But then it's like, move the fuck on.
You're all thrown into a
little bowl.
mixing, and if
It's just children in the surrounding area. That's
Well,
all it is.
it is, but it's like I
And
don't
you just
know.
go
I guess
there.
that like that's great if you can find your forever person at
Or
the, and
people.
that at that point in time. But at the same time, it's like
There's
you
so
don't
much
know
more of
anything
life.
else outside of
Yeah.
that.
And it's like if you don't have any hardships go through your life, and if you have a kid, it's like I don't know. I feel like you got to go through some shit before you have a kid. You don't have to, but
Well, I mean, we
probably
don't have
beneficial.
kids, but I
Yeah.
would think, yeah.
that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Like
I
I
think
don't.
you understand things
Yeah.
differently as you're, and even just in being the 3 years ahead of you, like there's a lot.
difference.
homeownering. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of different things that come with different, and if you don't go through that, then you're not going to have that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you mean, like having a home ownership before you even have a kid and understanding that knowledge so you can teach your kid how to have that too.
Or even like, it's like I hear people, like a lot of people that like they want to bitch about renting and this and that. And it's like, yeah, I get like, but you have something breaks, you got someone you can call. Like maintenance is coming to fix it. It's not going to cost you anything.
Like if you're renting.
Yeah, and actually, but like
those services suck though too.
They do.
Yeah.
But when when you
thrown
own
in.
it's
when you own it, it's on you.
You got to figure out, who do I call? What do I got to do? It's a lot. Usually 9 times out of 10, it's a lot more expensive. So.
But ownership's the goal. I think that's like the ultimate goal. That's why I like having my microphone. That's why I have my camera. I can make what I want to make when I want to make it. I don't have to worry about people. I don't have to worry about.
I can put what I want.
I don't have to worry about relying about someone. You know what I mean? It's just having ownership and having like understanding of the control that you can do on things is a key point of life, I believe.
100%.
But right now, that's such a thing that's almost kind of controversy to talk about. Or having that kind of attitude to own things or kind of have your own drive to do things.
Well, they don't want you to own anything.
Well, no. Well, that's
it's
the thing,
easier
right?
for you to.
5 years from now, it's like we're not gonna own anything. Yeah.
No.
So you see the ethic is like being stripped away. Not even like just like the ethic. I'm gonna go do this and you can't stop me. How many people are doing that?
No,
Nobody.
Not anymore. Ain't nobody saying nothing now that Diddy's done. Like,
those folks are all
just any of it. Like,
all their assholes are so tight now.
Everybody. But yeah, I mean, even back to the home thing. Like, yeah, you get what you get, and then you get little creatures that come in and you change. They ruin your house, and you've.
Well,
like my bathtub is not my bathtub anymore.
It becomes like your ecosystem.
Yeah, you make your own little. Here, you want a pin for it?
Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be that breezy.
That's why people are like, "Why don't you want to go out?" And I'm like, "Why would I want to go out? I have this place that I spend all this money on. You created this,
yeah. It's like why?
It's my little oasis.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with staying in. I'm more a homebody though, but I can be more creative when I'm home too. You know.
It's my Arrakis. My Dune.
I don't know. You go through things where it's like, I'm good on that now. Like, I've gone out enough where it's like, there's no enjoyment of going out. Like, what am I going to do? Get kind of drunk and stand around and look? Like, it's not even fun.
Even then, it's not even, even when you get, it's not even like the same.
You got to get home and then you got this.
It's a whole, it's like, and then it's like, oh, fuck, I got to work the next day. Like, it's not.
There's things you want to do and like that blocks that. Like, doing this type of shit. Like, you can't be being a little, like, you can't just be goofing off. And making movies, writing books, you can't.
I mean, some people you can.
You can put that into it.
The problem
is
that some people can, and then they get away with it, and then it works because for whatever reason, people are like, "Oh, that person."
But I'm just saying, if you really want to work,
but
make
it's not
something
real.
Good. Yeah, but if you really want to make something good, like, gotta focus.
Yeah,
and that goes to having a family. That goes to, like you said, having a home, to writing a book, making a movie, making a podcast, raising a dog.
I mean, you have to
put time and focus into it.
In some form. You can't just be completely off the rails.
But I just
times.
like we were saying, like I knew people in New York and like their parents. I didn't know them, but I knew of them, and their parents are like paying for their apartments, and they're nice, like $4,000 a month apartment, and they're like, I'm here writing. I have an office space. I've rented out to write.
That's not appreciating.
You're not writing. You can write in your phone on a fucking subway.
Right.
You can write in your bed. You don't need to rent
all
office
of that
space.
to write.
You don't need to rent office space to do anything.
Right.
Look at us. That's why I don't know. There's just some things that people try to make them seem like they're official, and it's like you're just a fucking cuck. Like that's some bullshit.
Well, like
you're trying too hard, and you're not even trying.
That or people like they try and name drop shit.
Yeah,
like,
name dropping and having connections.
I had a lady at and she's like, "Oh well, my sister, she used to do hair and." She go down. She has all these licenses down in the Bahamas, and I'm like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, I don't.
Like I work in this industry. First off, you sound like a fucking idiot because that's not even how the licensing system works.
Yeah,
like
they're just saying some shit.
Like you're just making stuff up to try and make it sound better.
Mm-hmm. That was the thing. I was talking to a friend about it, and she was like, 'cause she worked retail for a while, and she was going like, the people that are like in their 60s or 70s are the worst because they almost have like this air of, like superiority to them. It's a boomer, but it's I don't even want to say it's like that, but it is like you notice kids are like people in their 40s. They're just pretty easygoing, but like the slightest inconvenience for someone like in their 60s or 70s, like putting the card in the wrong reader, coupon not working, like it's
Mind-boggling.
it's like the end of the world for them.
But I can even say, I feel like even even younger.
For young people, like younger or
So
yeah.
there was a girl.
Well, those people
perfect
don't even know what they're
example,
doing. I feel like they're just
Wednesday.
literally just like,
Calls. Yeah, do you guys have the new charger for the iPhone 15? I said, well, what is it? A Lightning? Like,
yeah, like what is it?
Is it a CK? Is it you? Like what? It's the new iPhone. Like how the fuck am I supposed to?
Right, they kind of just expect people to know things. That's like I'll just play
You think
dumb
I'm
back
a battery. I know what battery is gonna work in your specific. What I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Well, people just assume shit so much, or like when people assume things about other people, it's always bad.
Well, but so, whatever. So she called. I don't know I don't know. So I'm like, well, I can't tell you. Like we've got phone charges, but whatever. Calls back. Okay, it's this. Okay, well we have you. When she came in, you could tell that was that girl's
Yeah, you knew.
biggest stressor
Of the day
Like,
or ever in a while.
It was like 10:30 in the morning. Her entire morning was her stressing out.
Or a fucking iPhone cable. And what's that going to do for her? Charge her phone so she can watch TikToks?
She walked in and she was texting away on it, and she walked right out, texting away out on it. Like,
Yeah.
stress.
I remember it was like, I don't know, this was like 10 years ago almost. It was Elon Musk.
Oh, a gas station.
Elon Musk said he said it in such a great way where he's like, we already are cyborgs. It's just the bandwidth is
Oh,
it's so far away.
I've had
That's why they want it in your brain. But like we already are cyborgs. Like we're already there.
Yeah.
We've been there for like 20 years now. It's just slow.
The whole iPad kid thing.
Yeah.
I'm experiencing this now.
Oh
finally.
yeah, I see it all the time.
But I'm saying, like,
like
in the
clients
salon
are cutting,
setting,
like you're cutting kids' hairs that have like grown up on iPads.
they don't like.
Talk.
They don't know how to. They don't know what they want. They don't know how to communicate. They, like, I've literally never seen it. And honestly, the girl that was the worst, she came in last night. It was terrible. I asked her to turn and look, like, literally just
look away. Look, she's just glued to it. That's these babies, man. I see babies hooked to like their parents' iPhones or it's crazy. I'm not giving my kid. I'm not letting their little precious, beautiful mind see that yet. Though it's necessary, but I feel like there's a time. Like I got on the computer when I was 3 years old. Like that's young for someone born in '94.
I feel like
That's
I
very
will
young.
always say that I feel like my age group, I feel like we had literally the best of it because
From like 89 to 94 or 95, I'd say. There's like a nice stretch there where it was developing at the same time we were kind of
But
developing.
even like when we
it
came
wasn't
home
too
from
inducing.
school.
Because you had MySpace and that horse game you'd always play, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
never
horse-
understood it.
Yeah, dude. It's
I was
no
like,
different
where-
than my fucking Tamagotchis
I'm like,
now.
where are the horses? Where
It's-
are they? And you're
it's
like, well, you just got to train them. I'm like, what? Where are they though? This is the picture. You're like, it's a simulator. I was like, I didn't know that then, but now, yeah, it's just like the Tamagotchi.
Dude,
It's
a
just
horse
like,
simulator now would be like amazing.
They probably have them.
Oh, I saw some guy
You would like buy the horses
on this
too. I
car
remember.
simulator drifting around earlier, and it was like a real
Oh yeah,
thing.
well, like flight simulators they have. They have everything. They have like power washer simulator. It's kind of fun.
No, but this
I
was,
played
like,
lawnmower
legit.
simulator.
It looked like he was really driving. Like,
Oh, like in the car. Well, Riley has that one.
well, that it was like a legit like setup. Like he had like the little number thing going.
Yeah, Riley
like-
has a speedometer. He wears. I think Riley has a helmet on too and gloves sometimes. I'm not even kidding. I
cut
think
down
he
on
has
that-
helmet.
Cut down on that sweat factor on the hands, you know.
Oh yeah.
The
Well, you
moisture.
gotta feel like you're in it. That's pretty funny. I don't know. Simulators are fun.
Actually, it was funny because one of the comments was because he did the what was it? Oh, fuck, I can't think of what it said now. It was from Fast and Furious when Tyrese is like he did the stare, right? You know when he like
Oh yeah. The
just-
look and drive. The look and drive. Yeah. I taught him that.
Yeah. In the
He
comments,
did the look and
said,
drive, right?
It was only real O'Brien. People will know that one.
Yeah. Do you think Paul Walker had any Diddy party affiliation? Probably.
I don't know about. I'm sure he was at one of them, or maybe potentially at there. I'm sure that he was maybe at something, but I think Paul Walker was more on the spectrum of like Chester and Chris. Like they knew and were trying to maybe expose things.
There you go.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I can definitely.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
But yeah, I think that they knew more than they were supposed to.
Well,
And
it comes to a
expose
point
it.
you're using your craft as a job, and there are people doing nefarious
And I
activities.
think to a certain point, I think Lincoln Park was one thing, and then I think after
became another thing.
I think after Collision Course, I think a lot of stuff changed.
Jay-Z, after they worked with Jay-Z.
I really, I felt like that. Like, I mean, it's gonna sound stupid to say, but in 10th grade, whenever the album came out, like, because I remember being like, "What the fuck?" But whatever, ended up loving it.
Yeah, Jay-Z's a sick. I mean, he's
it's a
one
great
of the most
album,
talented rappers alive
but
ever.
knowing what I know now,
How the business
and just
goes.
how things have grown, and I still don't know the full. I'm probably never gonna know the full truth, but
I mean, they killed Chester.
there was something that happened there.
Yeah.
There had to have been.
Well, I mean, you gotta think like a group like Linkin Park to link up with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z, that was like after the Black album, so that was like peak of possibly Jay-Z's like fame.
That was like 2000. That would have
4?
been like I want to say it was like 8th, 9th grade maybe.
So that was like 2005.
4,
yeah.
4 or
so
5.
Yeah, Jay-Z had the Black album, and then he like retired, and then he came back and did an album with this rock band. So that's pretty odd. Yeah. But it was bad. It was good.
It was good.
It was
but
good.
then if you delve down the whole, the John Podesta, like, is that really Chester's dad? Like, and that's never really.
Oh, people think John Podesta's Chester Bennington's dad?
It's if you go down, there's a rabbit hole there.
He
to go
looks
down.
like him.
There's definitely a
Slightly.
rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
It could. I guess I could say it wouldn't shock me if it was true,
Well, you
but
gotta
I guess
think-
I can't lean on it and say that it's 100% true because there's a part of me that still is like
Think, like-
that can be reaching.
Think about how like Jim Morrison's dad was a naval officer. So maybe having like that father, it drives that angst, that real rebellion. Because I mean, Jim Morrison was a poster
Well-
child he was a poster child.
Chester was.
But did he even know
abused
Podesta was his dad?
like severely, like could have been potentially trafficked as a kid.
Oh, really? It was like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
look up I think I said the wrong name, to be honest.
Yeah, John Podesta's like in D.C. Like
Yeah,
but
no,
he's
I'm
a
thinking of
child.
something
He's
else.
the one with all that weird artwork.
Yeah, no, I think that's him. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, so you're saying like it was one of his kids that he
Chester
put out?
Bennington.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole you got to go down.
Yeah.
That's why it's even the whole replacement is even more fucked
The
up.
new singer?
Because if she's in Scientology and Danny Mass and all that,
Whoa, yeah.
that's yeah. So it's
Well, it becomes a point that these bands are like they're companies. Like Linkin Park has become a company. Do you know what I mean? Like they're gonna always make. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
John.
they know what money they'll make from their two. Like they're a company right now.
It is John Podesta.
Yeah, he looks like him.
They have it. There's that. That's definitely a rabbit hole to look down.
I'll have to check that out. He looks like him.
If you put them side to side, they look. And honestly, then the one son that's just come back out and spoken out since the whole thing happened, if you put him next to Chester, they look identical.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense because, I mean, Chester had a lot of pain in his vocals. And you just don't sing that way. You know what I mean?
Well, and even listen, I think that's the thing too. That
just don't sing that
when
way.
she sings, it's not even the vocal range. It's
The emotion behind it
he
is not there.
felt like
Yeah.
listening to him. He felt what he was singing.
Yeah.
And it's just not that, like, we as a listener, you know that.
I mean, that's
It's not
why,
the same.
That's why it's like a rapper like Nas is better than MGK. Nas is like Eminem's like
Kind of off topic.
It's in their feelings though, you know what I mean? Not just the words they're saying.
Kendrick.
It's in them. Like Kendrick's a real rapper. That's a real writer though too. He's a
heard-
real writer.
Have you heard the Kid Bop version?
No. What is that? How insane, dude, really think about that though. He like Kendrick just from one song. Like that's how art really can affect like
Well,
Drake's is fucking
Is he gonna
figure.
let Lil
Drake's
Wayne?
done. I don't know what's going on now, but let me just think about this real quick. Like Drake was a figure.
Oh,
a
dude, the
fucking
fact that he
icon.
got the Super Bowl and the
And
whole
within
the whole
a
release
month,
video
within a month because of a
was like,
song,
you're make your grave, bro.
he's gonna play certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
You already know that
The whole world's
they've
gonna
already
see
put a
it.
cease and desist out on it.
Oh, and that song
The next morning,
for him to perform that.
they already contacted the NFL and were like, they've
Yeah.
already put paperwork.
I mean, think about how crazy that is, though. The whole world saying you're a pedophile, and it sounds good too. Yeah,
it's a bop, man. Like it's a banger. Like
yeah. That's what I love about. That's why Kendrick's. You don't fuck with certain people, man. You can't.
It was.
Don't fuck with Stanley Kubrick.
When has a diss track ever became that big?
World anthem.
Like,
Super Bowl. It's good. He's gonna play it at the Super Bowl.
literally. Even with he'll still play part of it and let the crowd do it and take over.
Yeah. Imagine being like.
They told Katy Perry she couldn't say "In California Girls" about
and then the
weed.
crowd just said it. Yeah.
She just didn't say it, and the crowd she let the dem do it.
The funniest shit is like when you see like these little kid like parties or bat mitzvahs or something that like
When
10-year-olds.
Kendrick was going, I texted David and I was like, "Bro, New Orleans, could you imagine the Lions winning the fucking
Oh yeah,
Super
so
Bowl?"
Lil Wayne, that's why he.
And they start playing. They not like us.
Yeah,
Dopest thing ever.
it would be pretty cool.
It would be so cool.
But the NFL's gonna try and make it. They would connect the Lions to like Eminem because of Detroit.
Well, yeah, no.
He's a poster boy.
Honestly, like I feel like at this point,
Eminem's so old.
well, it's just I don't even feel like
Played
that's
out at
like
this
legit
point.
anymore.
What? Like he's the Detroit guy?
Well, I mean, I think he is, but I think
mean,
the
he is.
NFL just uses like
Oh yeah, they use
It's
these
just a
people.
well,
yeah, he's the guy that represents Detroit.
yeah, it's but the fact that he's letting them like
Dude, Eminem. There's a reason why he's won Grammys. There's a reason why he's made so much money off his music.
well, he don't do his he don't
and he's white.
apparently
And he's
he-
white. But it's also
He got a ghostwriter apparently.
He's perfect for the industry, dude.
Jaguar, right?
Jaguar, right? Is that someone?
Gotta listen to her.
Okay, I feel like I've heard of her.
She
Jaguar.
everything that woman has said has come true.
Really?
About Diddy, like she knows that she was all in there with all of it.
Yeah, she was in it. She was like a non. She was like a Hollywood anon.
She's been saying it for years.
Yeah. I mean, it makes so much sense, dude. Like, I remember being a kid and thinking like P Diddy. Like, I automatically
Madagascar. It was in
But
Madagascar.
I automatically thought his name was
Parties.
like Diddle. Like you just
Diddler.
think like
Fucking Diddler.
Puff Daddy, that guy. Puff Daddy,
Puff Daddy.
that guy.
Puff Daddy. Puff Doggy.
It's crazy. It's so I don't know. Some of
Snoop-
it's just funny.
Snoop
Look at
Dogg
things
on
in
tape.
retrospect. People, oh, they all fucking been
I know.
taped, dude.
I know. No,
Athletes, all of them.
know.
That's what I mean. Imagine the vault of porn.
Can you insert like the LeBron James?
LeBron.
No party like a Diddy party, so
Yeah.
You got his fucking hat
Dude,
on, hiding his bald ass head.
And like Diddy's just sitting there like stroking himself, watching.
no party like a Diddy party, so
Like if you
Dude,
honestly,
he's so weird. He's a mouth breather. He's like,
did you see the video of him as dressed as Joker with Tyler?
he's actually pretty good at Joker. There's things about Diddy. He's like, he's very charismatic. I'm like, okay, I see how this guy did it. He seems kind of fun sometimes. Like, I'm like, this guy is a blast. But then like, okay.
Until the baby oil comes.
But no, yeah, the Tyler like he flies off. But yeah,
Which apparently they say there's GHB in the baby oil.
what's GHB?
It's a drug.
Oh, okay.
It's what it absorbs through the skin.
Yeah.
So they said that's what helped like people forget
Yeah.
and like erase their memory.
Whoa, what happened?
And then there's a new movie that just came out, Blink Twice.
Whoa.
Channing Tatum, Zoe Kravitz.
Oh yeah, she directed it,
Mhm.
and she had him write. Yeah, she's actually pretty talented.
In the film, they
They're
go to
doing it?
this island and they use this. They give the women this perfume or something,
Mm,
and when they spray it on them,
Nice.
and then at night the guys do.
whatever.
I haven't seen it, but that's like
Yeah.
the plot of it. And then yeah,
Diddy.
but it's weird. Again, came just right out right, perfect
Timing. Timing's everything. I mean, sometimes if you're like just tuned in,
I
things
want to know
just
about
happen.
the Royals.
What's there to know? They're all inbred.
That's true.
They're all inbred. They're
Honestly,
all, the funniest
after
thing to
watching
me.
Game of Thrones and I guess I shouldn't say Game of Thrones, but House of Dragon, definitely.
The funniest thing to me about like the whole Meghan Markle thing is like, they're racist. It's like they probably eat babies. So them being racist is probably like
Have you looked?
it's probably like, come on. The son's flying around fucking 14-year-olds. But they're racist, so.
Well, they have party. It's like Saltburn.
Yeah. I mean, that's what
Literally.
that was
That's
all.
what the whole thing
that's
was
that posh style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very-
Saltburn would be fun. Saltburn was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, it was.
It was a great movie.
I just like the whole style too.
I
mean,
actually
the
just
music,
watched
the clothing they had.
Killing the Sacred Deer.
Yeah.
I just
I
watched
haven't
that for the
seen it
first
all.
time.
You like it?
I did. I didn't like it as much as Saltburn.
Okay.
I
He
feel
kind
like
of plays the same roles.
so.
What's his name?
I think
What's
it's
the actor's name?
Barry
Barry Keoghan?
Keoghan or
Yeah.
Kogan or it's something like that.
Hello.
Sabrina Carpenter.
I want to. He's like, I want to get.
But yeah, he does play the same character. It was good. I mean,
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman and Colin Farrell
yeah.
were great in it, but they're fucking weird. But honestly, I think I want to do some more like I say research, but it's not really research, but it kind
reading.
of is. But I think it's based technically on a Greek Greek tragedy.
Okay, kind of like a Greek story. and they
Yeah,
bring
so
it to
I
modern
wanna
day.
try and kind of read that a little bit and then maybe watch it again to see
Mhm.
how it actually
like really connects to it.
yeah because there's something there, but like I can't put my finger on it yet.
Right.
But it was decent. It's
I watched
fucked
the
up.
first half. I
He
think
shoots. Yeah, it's
that's the one where it's like you have to find like a couple, or you have to like find a partner.
no.
What's-
This is the one
What's the other one? Yargos did.
I
Yorgos. Killing of the Sacred Deer, and then there's another one.
don't know.
With Barry Keoghan's in it too.
He's
I
in
think.
that one
Yeah.
too. No, this is the one the kids get sick. He
Oh,
poisons.
Yeah. And he's the doctor.
He's the doctor.
And he's like obsessed with them, and he's like, you got to stop hanging out with
He
me.
killed Barry's dad. He was he's a surgeon.
Yeah.
And like was drunk while he was operating on his dad.
Oh, and that's how he
He
died.
died, and then
He knows that, and he got hooked into it, and he starts.
he starts feeling bad for him. So he's kind of like, well, let this.
He always gets some
king-
French fries and shit. Yeah.
And then the daughter becomes like weirdly like upset. Like
Yeah, I literally watched the first
And
hour.
Nicole
hour
Kidman's
of
kissing
this.
his feet at the end when they're holding him hostage in the basement.
It's literally like the Saltburn. Like he comes in, takes over the whole thing, and it's like, but it was because he was almost wronged in the beginning. But in Saltburn, he
Yeah.
wasn't really wronged. He just wanted.
No, he just
He
wanted
was
what
just
they
a
want. He
crazy
just went in and was
guy.
like, I'm taking what you have.
Yeah, and he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
The end of it.
Endings are. I like it.
The mom at the he took everything.
Yeah, it's good. I like her first film she did.
Gone Girl?
No, Emerald. I forget her last name's Emerald, or her first name's Emerald. The director.
Oh, I
it's
thought
about
you were
that
talking
girl.
about the actress.
Oh no.
Gone Girl's another good.
No, Gone Girl's good.
Scrolling through just
Your boy Ben.
I was just about to bring him up. I was scrolling through
That guy looks so miserable.
TikTok
Like,
and Instagram today, and someone was live streaming Pearl Harbor, and I ended up sitting there watching
You
it for
watched
10 minutes.
it?
Well, it was when the Japs were first. The Japs, sorry,
Japs.
just edit that one out. That sounds so bad. That's Uncle coming out.
I'll beep it. Fucking Japs find down.
He would have us on his knee. Remember, be like, "We're
Yeah, we played that simulator. He had a flight simulator, and we'd be like, shoot those fucking Japs.
Japs."
That's funny.
Yeah, but it was when they were first getting bombed, and like they were running out of the hangar trying to get to the flight, the
And shit's
planes or
getting
whatever.
blown up,
Yeah,
and-
yeah. I got sucked in, and then I was like, "Damn, this was such a good movie."
It's all right.
It was. I mean,
No, it is pretty good. I mean,
It's
any big scope film
some
like
asshole in the comment.
what they say.
What movie is this? Where the fuck have you been, bro?
He's like, is this Armageddon? Like, no, it's Pearl Harbor.
Ben Affleck was a very attractive man. I did not think he was good looking
He
back
crushed,
then.
dude. He crushed
Back then, I was like, "You're not covered in tattoos."
Good Will Hunting.
That was
Ben Affleck, when was the movie when he really started losing it? Probably after Pearl Harbor, Armageddon. He was big then.
That's when he met J Lo.
Yeah, the first time.
First time.
J-Lo. Diddy.
Back again.
Back to Diddy.
The Diddler. Yeah, Good Will Hunting. I just watched Robin Williams. I'll build off that with. I just watched Ferngully. Do you remember watching that as a kid?
The animated, right?
Yeah, I
Which is
watched-
basically Avatar.
I don't think so.
No. Fern Gully.
Honestly, I've never been an Avatar fan.
No. Okay.
I mean, I've watched it, but I've never like been a huge.
Well, it's just like they come in.
I grew up watching Fern Gully was.
No, not the show Avatar, the movie Avatar.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. No, I know.
Last Airbender.
Last Airbender, yeah.
But no,
Suko or whatever the hell his name was.
Suki?
What was the yak's name?
Yeah, the big yak.
Appa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. That was a pretty good show.
It's like one of the highest rated shows like of our generation, like cartoons of our.
Well, there's like some spiritual tones to it, and like that's what's cool about anime. Anime always has like some. I attach it to like spiritual powers, but it's like there's a power. There's like an inner power to anime. Like shooting
it's
shit out.
spiritual, but it's not like spooky
religious,
spiritual. It's
like
like
Mulan.
Inner
power.
It's like a respect.
Yeah.
Like the ghosts, they go in the house with Mushu. Remember the
very Eastern. Yeah.
I talk a lot with my hands.
I do too.
I don't. Really.
I'll sometimes watch the podcast on mute, and I'm like, what am I saying? I used to always love it, like like when you watch like sport games or something, and you see guys talking, and they're just talking.
Tom
you
Brady
don't know what they're
sucks,
saying though, but
man.
no, I'm not saying like, but like you see like video of like guys on the sideline talking or something. I'm like, what are they saying? I always used to be like, what are they? How are they just talking? Like they're just talking. Like they're just talking. Like what are they saying? Tom Brady does suck.
He's not a good commentator. He's got some shit to learn. Like, yeah, no, he's not good.
I think he's the kind of guy. Well, he'll probably get better. Maybe,
it's new.
He's got his ego where it's just driving him, I think, and like what he's accomplished. But it's like you gotta learn how to do things, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like I've done this, but I can do this. I have the same, but it's like you gotta get, especially with words.
Well, there's
a live audience.
Has to be kind of like a personal.
Mm-hmm. He's not very personal.
He's not a personal person. He's
so used to being like.
It's the
Tom Brady, the model.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Michigan man.
Oh, jeez.
That's like Michigan people, though.
Are they winning still? Have they?
They lost to Texas.
I know they lost to Texas. I watched that game.
I think they played last week. They did win because I was at that party and they won.
Matthew was there.
Oh yeah, McConaughey.
Oh yeah.
His best role ever is True Detective. Russ Cole.
Yeah.
Or like maybe Dallas Buyers Club.
I was gonna say Dallas Buyers Club will always be.
I don't know, dude. True Detective.
Interstellar's great too.
Yeah.
But, Dallas Buyers Club, I think, to me.
I mean, what he did to his body and how he transformed.
Have you seen him recently?
Impressive.
Yeah, I think he's either on Ozempic or he's some
fucked up.
He don't look
normal.
Like, he don't look good.
No.
Like either that or he's getting ready to like
for a role.
Losing a bunch of weight for a role again because that's how he looks again.
Yeah.
Is like, but he's older now and it's like not.
Yeah, it's not coming good.
No.
Aging, man. That's what I think about a lot now. Is like how things will be 20 years from now, or even like getting in a relationship. It's like how, all right, what is this relationship? What's it gonna look like 20 years? Or 10 years, or like what is this person gonna be like 10 years? You know what I mean? That's really how you think. Well, that's smart. Once you get to like,
well, you get to.
That's when we're talking about like life experiences, and it's like having a baby. It's like,
well, and some people it works out for.
You're just booked
some
in.
people it just but
it
then
doesn't work
a lot
out
of times it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just don't. And you can't make things work sometimes.
It just don't. It's a pretty nice day out. Nice day on Earth.
It's a very Fern Gully day.
Yeah, kind of gray.
Hexus could be coming out of this. I could see him coming out to smoke. Great.
I was hoping it would be kind of gray.
Hercules, I watched that too.
That's probably my favorite.
I was gonna say that and Dalmatians are probably my favorite Disney's.
There's just something about Hercules I really like. I don't know. The ending,
the music,
his like getting him up.
The pop culture references in it are great.
The underworld.
I love Hades.
James Woods.
Any chance the man gets, he comes back to reprise that role. He loves that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great at it.
Yeah. If they ever do a live version, they better not fuck it up.
Oh, like live action Hercules?
It's been in the talks.
Who would play Hercules?
I don't know. Supposedly they're doing Lilo and Stitch.
John Cena?
I feel like John Cena's a little too old for that role at this point.
Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy.
I feel like John Cena's a little too old for that role at this point. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy. Yeah, it would have to be like a younger guy He was just. I feel like he was just in some scandal.
He's China.
John.
Total China, dude. Left the WWE. He's total Hollywood boy, Fast Furious. Like, he apologized in Chinese a year. Like, he's total China op.
Oh.
Yeah, he sucks now. Total. Just like The Rock. He's John Cena. The thing about John Cena, like, John Cena was one of the coolest wrestlers ever because he really did have like a cool personality there. But then he became like he was chasing this
It
Rock.
went while it went. It was great while it was great.
He's
and
been
then
wanting
it
to chase The Rock for a really long time, I feel like, when it came to movie and then they did the whole Rock and Cena at WrestleMania, and then they did it again.
Yeah,
they did
but
it back-to-back
I
years.
feel like I would pick Cena any day.
That's because we know Cena more.
Well,
I don't know. The Rock has a charisma for sure.
I don't know. I see little WWE things here and there. It's a whole different world now.
Well, Vince McMahon doesn't own it. It's sold.
Yeah, no, but it's
That was the last American. I talk about it a lot. It was like
that Netflix thing that
What a
just came
show.
out. I do want to watch that because it's more of supposedly
Vince's side or just Vince's
no.
story more.
Well,
'Cause
it's
Vince
called
is all in it.
Mr. McMahon. Yeah, no,
he's
and
all in it.
He looks like
He looks so weird now.
weird.
He's like Mickey Mouse. He's like Walt Disney-esque now. Yeah.
His eyebrows,
His
dude, like,
eyebrows.
they're way too dark. Whoever
Yeah.
colored them did not do.
Yeah.
He went too dark, bro.
He's like Walt Disney. He
They're
looks like
drawn
Walt
on.
Disney. Or like Salvador Dali or something.
But I get so from some of the stuff that I've read about it, it is more of like just the history kind of the WWE and like how how it was when he
With his father, and then he took over. and-
I clicked it on for a few, and
Doesn't
it was
really-
interesting. It talked about how he was a announcer.
yeah.
Like as a kid, like he sucked. Everyone hated him. Like
Yeah, he was very like, I'm Vince McMahon.
yeah,
I've seen some of it.
yeah.
He then he started shitting on women's chests.
Is that what he did?
I think so.
Is that really what he did?
And like he'd have his sex toys named after the wrestlers.
Oh yeah. I did hear that.
But he liked to
Did he have a Cena?
shit. I think he had some wild like Umaga.
Is there a John Cena?
Geez, John Cena butt plug.
Like, or
I
what was
wonder
The
if-
Rock?
Oh, the Rock's just
He had to have something with Triple H.
yeah. Well, the Triple H is like his son.
Literally, that's
Kind of weird. It's like some weird porn shit right there.
well. And then I didn't realize like Cody Rhodes' dad
Yeah.
was like,
Dusty
yeah, I think it's Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes. Yeah. The American Dream. That was his name.
Yeah, no, it was. So the band that me and David went and saw, Falling in Reverse.
Mhm.
The lead singer, Freddie.
Freddie.
Oh my God, I am on
Freddie
auto.
Mercury. Yeah, you're just going.
Just going. Ronnie Radke.
Yeah.
He's dating. I think her name is actually. I think it's pronounced Serena or Saria, but Paige. Remember Paige from Divas
Oh.
with the black hair?
Okay.
So she's on something called AWA now. So it's
Yeah.
like
All
different.
American Wrestling Entertainment. Yeah.
But she couldn't take the name Paige with her because it was
Right. That's what I mean. John Cena is
Trademark.
owned by the WWE. I told this to Maddie, and she's like, "I'm like, yeah,
honestly okay. Yeah, no, it does make sense. Yeah.
yeah." They
The
sign these
whole-
life contracts, and Hulk Hogan has a lifetime contract with WWE.
So she goes by her actual name now.
Yeah, because they can't be the character because they own it
Mm-hmm.
and they own the rights and the merchandising and all the character. Like they're just little characters they play. It's real life comic books. That's all the wrestling is.
Oh, well,
That's
yeah,
what it's turned into more and more now.
More so now.
It's just real life
But
comic
it's soap
books.
opera.
Yeah, it's a
That's
soap
all
opera.
it's always been.
It's a
Even in the documentary
It's
thing,
an
they talk
athletic
about it.
theater.
It-
It's an extreme theater in a sense.
100%.
Um,
LARPing but
Yeah.
there's an audience.
Yeah.
And not everyone gets to.
it's cool. It's a cool product.
Do you remember seeing those people in Randall Mill?
In Texas,
Yeah.
like LARPing outside on the
With
on
the
the
night
park.
outfits and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
and they
Mom,
had
which I was
yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget that. That was like real life Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that was in the '90s, and they were doing that.
Ducks and shit. I got chased by a duck back in there. Granny had it was like little.
Yeah, Texas, man, it's a different world.
There was a
A lot
ghost.
different than here. Just being down there too. I was down there last March for like a week and a half, and it's just different. Like it just feels so different. everything's just so much more open. Like, people are so nice. They're just cool. Maybe it's because I'm from, I don't know, but they're just cool people. They would give dad shit, and it was funny because you know how dad is. Like,
I think
some of these
like
people would give.
Texans know.
Texan
Like there's
or
like
something.
there's like an unspoken, like you just know that they're from there.
Yeah.
So you just have like, and then they know, even if you've lived there
His
all
dad's
your
not-
life,
It was just
it don't
funny.
matter.
They
You're
were
still
ribbing
from
dad a
Michigan.
couple times.
Still from
yeah.
Michigan.
You're not a Texan.
Fucking Yankee.
Yeah, we were the one guy.
It's a mom's
yeah.
what they used to call her.
Yeah, Yankee. Yeah. It's still like that, but now it's just mostly, I mean, there's so many Mexicans there.
Well, I mean, it's just a skip over the
Skip, hop, and a step over the border.
no ID required.
No.
But
it's cool. I had my friend that I worked down there for a summer. His mom had him when he was 16. He told me he was legal in the country, but she wasn't. And she was still trying to get her stuff right. But he was always like, yeah, dude, at any moment she could just go back. I was like, that's fucked. But he was a cool kid. He was going to school. He was same as Ivan. It's cool. We hung out
I
all
like that
summer.
name,
Yeah, he was a
Ivan.
cool kid. God, he was a year older than me. We had like his birthday was a
he's
week.
my age.
No, he's
No.
93.
What
What
am-
the fuck are you talking about? His birthday was a week before mine, I remember. So that was like, yeah.
Okay.
It was cool.
It's like the Poes. Like the Poes.
Like the
Poes. The Poes and the Cass.
Well, Casper is the same, isn't it?
Cass is the same as you.
Yeah.
Poes the 13th.
Yeah.
Got to. Well,
Cancer cats.
cancer cats. For sure. Well, assholes knocked that thing off last night. They came out here
It fell like it didn't break.
No, I came out and this one was still in the thing, and the rocks and dirt and this one were just laying out here. Luckily, they knocked it in.
I don't know if they were out here. It'd probably get distracting.
The cats?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. They want if they don't want to come out here, they're not going to want to come out here. Instead, they would do that on their own.
It would be funny if they just kind of.
Casper would be the only one that would potentially do that. I'm so honestly surprised Rami hasn't tried to come out. What's he doing?
He's just laying here. Yeah, he's just laying. He knows what we're doing. He's like, they're busy.
He knows the drill. He knows the drill when it comes to cutting hair too.
Oh, when people come over for it, yeah. Does he just lay down?
Or even like when I come to
Go to the house? Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll just lay down.
He just goes and chill. Yeah, Harrison walks through it.
Harrison ran through the screen the other night. He just ran right through it. Didn't even slow him down.
Rami did that once as a puppy with my old screen, but he was a lot younger than Harrison still.
Yeah.
Like
Harrison was just amped up. He was fired up. It was dark too. The screen's black. He didn't know. I was like, Harrison. And I was like, oh.
Well, Rami took off after the neighbor the other night.
That's
It
what
was
Mom was
dark
saying. Like he
it was
chased
dark
him.
out.
Did he like, try to kill him?
There's no doubt in my mind that Rami would do something
Well, I mean, he's a German Shepherd.
at this point. No, like I know, but now that I've seen this, like I'm mortified. Mortified.
You're like, Rami, what are you doing?
He had the guy cornered, and he was in the garage. The guy was in his garage, and Rami was just wow, 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 wow.
Rami. He is getting spunky.
Granted, it was pitch black out.
The guy was probably scared of his life.
Oh, I think he was already afraid. I'm trying to talk quiet because I don't want to.
Oh, they're like over there.
I don't know if they're out. The door's been shut basically ever since. But
Hey, man.
put it this way,
Dogs gotta live.
he would have scared me. But
Fuck
Rami
yeah.
Rami saw him. He barked, and instead of the guy's first instinct was to start running.
Well, that's not good.
Which I get it.
Yeah.
It's
Big black dog.
I get it, but at the same time, a dog's gonna chase you if you're like. They ran around the Jeep like twice.
Are you serious?
It was a whole thing.
Was the guy like, ah?
No, but it's weird to see a grown man
Running? Yeah.
running, and he's
Scared of his life.
Yeah,
That's what I mean, dude. This is what I mean. Like when you're having a kid, like that guy could have a kid one day.
I think.
Wow.
Well, I already think they're serial killers, but
Next
it's
door?
a whole thing to begin with.
Why?
They're just weird.
They just sit around and play video games all day?
They don't leave.
They don't leave the house.
They don't leave. I'm trying to. I know. I'm trying to talk quiet.
We
'cause I
go
don't
back
want my
close
neighbors
into
to-
it then. Yeah.
Let them to hear me.
They just sit inside all day.
They don't sit. They sit inside all day. Like they just pace up and down the street. The wife, you don't ever see her, and when you do, she's kind of like a
Like a
Mormon. Like she doesn't
do anything.
talk. Like very just homely.
I mean, that's how a lot of these women. I told you at that party I went to.
They do weird.
These mothers are.
They do weird stuff though. My other neighbor's like, nah, dude.
They're
you
weird.
think he's weird. She's even.
Yeah.
And then when I pulled up the other night, so I got home from work when the whole
Dog thing happened.
Yeah. And I know we've had incidents, not like that to that extent, but he clearly does not like dogs.
Yeah.
So I try and be cautious of it.
Yeah.
When I pulled up, he never has the Jeep backed in. It's backed in. He's in a black baseball cap, all black outfit, loading trash bags into the back of it. I felt like I was in Disturbia.
What do you think he's chopping up?
I don't know. But let me tell
Boys,
you, ever
girls?
since Rami's barked at him over whatever he was doing
Well,
over
that's
there.
why probably he was all fucking freaked out because he knows he's a weirdo.
Well, that's what I told Mom. I said, let's be honest. I said, honestly, maybe the one thing that'll save me is if he is a serial killer, he
Yeah.
don't say anything because it brings attention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he does not fuck with dogs.
I didn't even think about that. Why Rami would do that? Because Rami never does that to anyone. The guy probably just fucking killed someone.
Well, he keeps going over there and sniffing. Like every time I go out in the morning now, he goes right over there.
That's weird. That's weird.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, yeah, there's just been
How long have they lived there for?
longer than I have been here.
Are they older?
Probably late
30s?
30s, early 40s.
It's a prime age to murder. Your mental capacities are high.
You get like there's just a vibe. And I've never spoken to the man.
Just when Rami chased him around.
He just like one time I came home from, it's like 3:00 and he was out here just walking up and down the sidewalk. I don't know why.
It's weird.
Pacing.
How many serial killers or just murderers do you think you've met in your life?
Statistically, you pass one at least.
Yeah.
But
I think I've probably met
I think that I've come in contact.
think you've ever talked to one? Like a prolonged conversation? Maybe. Yeah.
No,
Retail.
I would say that I've definitely had conversation with someone that could potentially become a murderer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like they haven't
it's in
done
'em.
it yet, but they've thought about it, or could happen.
It's kind of scary.
Well, when I was in high school, the one kid, remember he?
Well, I guess that
bomb
Ethan
threat.
kid, yeah.
No, when I was in school,
Bomb threat?
that Joel kid.
Oh, yeah.
He asked me and Shelby to like make out in his music video, and we were like, "Nah, dude, we ain't doing." And then he would like stalk us and like follow us to class and wait outside of our classes for us.
Yeah. What's he doing now?
And then we told him no, we weren't doing. And then like the next day,
You make out for my music
And
video?
then the next day,
What kind
dude,
of band was it? Was it a band?
Yeah. I
Want
don't
you
know.
guys to make out?
Yeah,
That's bold.
we were like in 9th grade, 10th grade, maybe
Yeah.
8th grade.
Bold.
Yeah, and then like the next day after we like told him no, then all of a sudden there was a bomb threat. He was the one that Mission Impossible from.
Oh, now I totally remember this. He broke into the library and
Yeah.
got the school's blueprints. Yeah, I totally remember this now.
Yeah.
And he was like close to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
He totally he watched
Like-
Mission Impossible and thought he could.
He thought he was Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He.
There's only one Tom Cruise.
Not everyone can do that, man.
No. That was his mistake. To think that he could do what Tom Cruise could do.
He tried it though. He gave it his all. I'll give him that.
There's only one Tom.
There is only one Tom. There's only one Mav.
That's honestly my goal. If I had like one ultimate goal out of all
To
this,
work with Tom Cruise.
no, it's get Tom Cruise on this podcast. Out of this podcast, fuck Elon Musk, fuck Kanye, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Alex, fuck anyone. Give me Tom Cruise.
Honestly, no, he would probably do it.
he'd be a blast to talk
I think
with.
he would. I could see him trying
We
to.
would go for like 6 hours.
Dude, you would not get once you got him started. He's like a wind up monkey,
Yeah.
like that. The ones that like clash the things together.
Ding, ding. Yeah, he is.
As soon as you get him
Get Tom going.
that's it.
I would ask him a lot about Stanley Kubrick and Eyes Wide Shut. But then I don't know. There's a lot of other things you could probe. But really, I just want to know about Eyes Wide Shut.
I mean, who doesn't want to know?
And if he ever wanted to make a project together.
do you?
I'd be like, Tom, let's do something, man. Me and you, we'll shoot it really small.
I will skydive right there next to you.
Super personal. We'll make something really great.
He would do it, dude.
I think he'd be into it.
He looked pretty rough at the Olympic closing.
He's getting old. He's getting old.
The Olympic closing ceremony was pretty rough.
And
When he came flying down, like the gut and everything.
And
It
he's
wasn't even a
running?
gut. I can't even call it that, but
yeah. He's not in shape yet.
the little blub.
He was Tom there. He wasn't Ethan.
He wasn't Mav either.
Not Mav either, no. I was joking the other night with Mom. I was like, they need to make a... I was like, when are we going to do like a Tobey Maguire? When's that coming back? Like they did for Top Gun. And we see like what happened with Rod Tidwell. He owns like a weed business now.
Dude,
the
Toby.
kid fucked up. Toby got divorced. Like Toby's just got to put it all back together.
Has
Renee
Toby
Zellweger.
ever been married?
Hold on, Tobey Maguire. Oh, you're talking Tobey Maguire. I'm talking about Tobey Maguire, the movie. Wait, Jerry Maguire, not Tobey Maguire. Jerry Maguire.
I'm here thinking thinking Spider-Man.
Jerry Maguire. Tobey Maguire. Tom Cruise plays Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. That would be interesting.
That would be. Honestly, I could see Toby playing Tom Cruise in a like biopic.
Tom, dig this.
Can we manifest this right now?
Toby plays Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise plays Toby. They each play each other in a movie together, buddy cop film. Could be.
I could see them. I feel like they could have some back and forth.
Kind of like a Miami Vice, but Toby's playing Tom and Tom's playing Toby, and they go by each other's names, and it could be interesting. And then they have like sex at the end.
Apparently, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence.
Oh, for sure. Will Smith did that movie where he did gay sex in it. It's actually a good movie. It's like 10 degrees or something. It's like how you're 7 degrees. It's
7 pounds.
It's like where you're 7 people removed from anybody in the world. Like you know a person, they know this person, they know this person, but they know this person.
It's like the Kevin Bacon thing.
It's something. I don't
6
know.
degrees of separation, Kevin.
Yeah,
Bacon.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's like 7 degrees or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Will Smith like plays like this like college
Is that still
student.
a thing?
What?
Or was that just a thing that like a handful of us knew growing up? The Kevin Bacon thing.
What Kevin Bacon thing?
You pick a movie, and you gotta go with the actors, and you have to work all your way back to Kevin Bacon.
Oh no! Remember like Wikipedia where you like try to get to pages just from like going to a page.
So kind of like that, but you only have like 5.
Like get to Pirates of the Caribbean from starting at like Rush Hour 2.
Yeah.
No, but like the theory in like real life is like you're 7 people away from meeting the president, or it's like something like that. Like it only takes 7 people because this person might know this person, and this person might know this person, and this person can get you to this person.
I know Pam.
I mean, she's from Oxford though. Like she's like around this area.
No, but it's weird that her son's married to fucking Cassie.
Well, that is really weird. Like
what are the
her
fucking
ex-boyfriend
chances?
is Diddy, who beat the shit out of her.
And was with him for.
He probably fucked Diddy, right? I had to suck
I
it.
don't.
Wasn't he like his personal trainer?
He was Cassie's. I know he was Cassie's trainer. I don't know if he actually ever trained.
You telling me Diddy's letting some white guy near Cassie?
That's what he did.
That's what happened.
That's literally what happened.
White Jesus.
And he saved her.
How come he's not talked about more?
My guess is because of all the legal stuff. It's just easier to just keep
NDAs
it
and
out of it.
things?
Yeah. Why dig both of them? They got 2 little young babies now.
They have babies? See, now that's a that's a couple that should be having kids.
They've got 2 little girls. They're really cute, honestly.
That's great.
But yeah, like that. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the chances of being that close to?
Dude, I wish I would have dated Kim Kardashian.
No, you don't. No, you
No. The only one I would date would be Kendall Jenner.
Dude, fuck all of them. Like, fuck them all.
No, I know.
Supposedly, Rain is Justin Bieber's baby.
Who's Rain?
It's like Courtney's littlest one or something.
Justin Bieber?
Yeah, because she had a thing with him.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
Not Travis Barker?
Before Trav.
Ooh.
And then I think
All right, enough of these celebrities. These fucking cocksuckers. These rich, fake communists that
the fucking reptiles.
project everything onto our country. Look at our country. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It is nice at night. I can sit out here and I see bats.
Really?
Little bats go by. I'm like, oh, I'm at home.
Well, there's a ton of insects probably back there, so they just eat them all.
Yeah, eventually that's all going to be torn down, but I don't know when that's developing as good of.
Is that for the migrant housing?
You better fucking not.
You
be.
build a
If
big
not,
fucking
Rami, you better be ready.
apartment building
Rami,
for
be ready to
migrants.
chase everybody.
Like project housing for migrants.
Rami, be ready to chase everybody.
I guess that's supposed to happen next year. All these migrants, like 4,000 of them.
I mean, fuck. They better not be. They be trying to eat my animals.
No, it's real, dude. It's really happening.
I believe it is.
I
I don't think that. I don't. Poe. No one ain't gonna eat Poe.
Well, it would be hard to get Poe. You probably wouldn't want to eat Poe. He's probably got something in his DNA that's.
He's not right.
He's
Neither is Casper, honestly, either. He goes in that shower in my bathroom now and parkours.
Yeah, you told me that he'll just like.
He don't need no cat wheel. He
around.
gets going fast enough. He literally just runs off the walls.
Yeah.
They're not normal.
They're not normal.
They're not. Like, even Maddie's cats aren't like that, I feel like.
Well, I mean, they don't have much space.
They
so
have their own things.
Those cats are funny.
Like, they all have their personalities, but I feel like mine just do weird shit.
Yeah, your cats are like little people. Your cat is like what I wanted to be. Like if I was a cat, I used to think that as a kid. So weird. I was like, if I was an animal, I'd be like a fun animal. I'd be like, I would do things that would like amaze the humans. I said, like I would jump around.
It's amazing for sure, because there's sometimes that I'm just like, how the fuck did you? Like how?
How are we here?
How did you even do this?
Yeah. You said he broke out of the house one time when everything was closed, right?
Who?
Oh.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Casper's not on the roof of this place. Like,
So weird. That's what I mean. It'd be fun to be a cat. Or you gotta play Stray. Get Stray for the Switch when it comes out.
I don't know. It might. I don't.
Have you played any Switch games lately?
Honestly, no, I haven't. I haven't played. I've spent a minute.
Where were you? You were locked on to Pokemon for a while, weren't you?
What am I not? Let's just be real. What am I not locked on to Pokemon? Even if I'm not playing Pokemon, I'm drawing Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, yeah, no.
A lot of people like Pokemon still. Who said that? We need a Pokemon Go to the polls? It was Hillary Clinton.
Did she really? No, she fucked not. No.
Someone said that where it's like, we need a Pokemon Go to the polls. Yeah, some gay shit.
I could hear her saying that, honestly. That's terrible.
Isn't it weird people like I guess like, you know, like Donald Trump because he could be an asshole, but it's like, I don't even think he's an asshole either. But it's like, what are you looking like? What's inside of Hillary Clinton that like you're like connecting with? People look up to her. They think she's a strong woman because her husband went around fucked behind her back and she stood strong. But that's to me not strong.
It's the same thing that fucking Beyonce and Rihanna, they all fucking sing about how they're these strong women, but then they stand behind all these men that cheat on them.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're really not.
Oh, she's strong because she can compartmentalize the pain and not let it affect her.
Kamala's a fucking prostitute. Like,
Dude, Kamala is. She used to fuck Montel Williams. That guy, what a loser is that? If you're like a daytime talk show, you're a fucking loser. Arsenio Hall. Oh, Jimmy Fallon's night. Ellen, like daytime talk show, like
Jimmy Fallon, dude, he'd be. I don't know if he was doing at Diddy parties, but he definitely takes shit up the ass, no doubt.
Take a whole
No,
2 feet up the ass. Jimmy Fallon's just like, yeah.
When he's behind the desk and he makes that face, that's the face he fucking
His
makes
like
when they.
his like forced laughs. He's like, I don't know. I like seeing that all these like all these news channels over the last few years, they've lost like credibility and more people are moving over to YouTube and you have more of this type of talking. But I don't know. I don't know where I was going to go with that.
A lot of people though still.
I don't know. A lot of people are trying to do podcasts, but they're not talking shit.
A
lot of people are still afraid to say shit.
Can we a podcast? That
It's not a
Hakua
pod-
girl's got a
I
fucking
know, it's
podcast
crazy.
now. How is that even a thing?
Just because she's a phenomenon and people will watch her. That's all it is.
Psyop.
All's it in a psyop and make people forget shit. But all that matters is you just need people to watch you.
Yeah.
And they probably got like 16-year-olds to like some stupid 24-year-old girl. Like, you know what I mean? But like that's the range. And there's like Haktua, and it's either a joke or people are kind of into it.
Well, that's
It's not like the girl has a bad personality or anything, but it's just like she's just some random girl now who's in front of a camera.
But it's crazy how it just all happened.
It's a phenomenon, and it's easy to catch on to people's minds. Inner Wizard's a little harder to get into someone's mind because there's a concept behind it.
No, for sure.
But Haktua? She talking about spitting on some guy's dick.
I don't even understand. I don't even.
You got a Haktua on that thing. That girl's probably never sucked dick in her life either.
It's called Talk Tua.
Yeah.
I mean, great play on words, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come on. I guess there's a concept.
Yeah, no, it's amazing how many.
What I don't like is the celebrity. Like I saw Whitney Cummings did a podcast with her, and it's like, okay, don't feed into it. But she's just capitalizing off this younger audience. That's what Whitney's doing. She's just capitalizing off this younger audience. But it's like you're legitimizing it. Whitney Cummings, she's like one of the biggest female comedians, and she's got a pretty big podcast. It's pretty funny. Or it was. It's only funny when Tim Dillon's on it. I'll say that. But
I just saw some video with him talking about Costco families. Do you know that?
Tim's a voice for the Midwest, East Coast middle class. Like that's Tim Dillon. But he's into the hot upper class. Like he's a little gay guy, a little gay kid who's obsessed with luxury and like extremely nice things. But kind
of reminds.
Why I think he's so funny is because like he's this
kind of sounds like honey.
He's a pig. Like he's this angry, mean pig, and he knows it and he accepts it. But he's like into like the nicer things of life though. This was funny though. But I guess if you would be more gluttonous if you are into like higher, you know what I mean? Like you'll eat more. You know what I mean? You are just a pig.
Well,
I remember he used to talk about like there's like not much in life that can make you happy except for food.
It's like 7 sins.
And he's not wrong.
7 deadly
Gluttony.
sins.
Yeah, gluttonous.
Like
But he feeds into it and that's like his thing. So
they walk in the fridge.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, all those sins will kill you if you overindulge in any of them. Greed, lust,
then they did
gluttony, pride.
Natties on me. Oh, get off.
We were talking about the sex scene with the fucking sword strap on.
And what?
7. With this, they go down into the basement of like that gay.
Oh
club.
yeah.
He made me do it. He made me do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's insane. The music's brilliant. It's a very visceral scene. I like David Fincher. He's a good director. Maddie had a class on him, and she talked like he's very calculated, which I don't necessarily like, but it's good to have a very detailed. It's good to have a plan, a vision.
Did he do
going into something.
Eraserhead?
No, that's David Lynch, bro.
Oh.
David Fincher.
Oh.
David Lynch is on another level.
Sorry, same name, David.
Yeah. Well, there's a fucking shit ton of Davids. David Copperfield. A magician would be a weird profession. Because you're an entertainer, you're an illusionist, you're a liar.
Dude.
You're just
I grew
flubbing
up
people
being
all day.
obsessed with Chris Angel. I still am trying to figure out how
Chris Angel's a fag, dude. David Blaine's the real magician.
No,
David Blaine's the real deal, Holyfield. Like, David Blaine is...
Yeah, that's next level.
That guy's got... There's something going on in his brain where he's using different parts of his brain.
For sure.
That other people just aren't. Because he knows things.
Houdini.
He knows things, though. But, like, even when he'll do an illusion right in front of you, he's seeing things that you're not seeing.
Well, I mean,
right in front
that's
of you.
magic. That's
illusion,
how they...
It's sleight of hand. It's all... Yeah, but it's like... He's using different parts of his brains that most people don't use.
Yeah.
And he's accessed those brains. It's really cool.
Well, he's accessed different muscles and like
Well, that's the thing though
his
too.
body and stuff.
He's
Even
his body intelligence is very
it's
very
like,
smart.
He's on a different level with his body.
I
than
talked to this
most
with someone
people.
before. Like you have creative geniuses, you have mathematician geniuses, you have like people that, you know what I mean, that can just do insane numbers. But then like the body is an intelligence itself. Like I would call Arnold Schwarzenegger a physical genius, right? I mean that what his body can do is more it's
Could
more
do.
it's a higher level than what another body could do. But his his body's
maybe
intelligence.
Michael Phelps is a better.
LeBron James.
No party like a Diddy party.
His bodies though. And you know what I'm saying though? Because your conscious isn't always aware of certain things, but your physical movements, running back, like quarterback, like there's a higher level of awareness your body has.
Well,
kinesiology.
I was watching this interview with Simone Biles, and the way she was describing
Simone's a freak. She's
flippy,
great.
what did they call it? The spinnies or
Oh, where you kind of get dizzy or something? Is that a thing?
that's why she had to back out of like Japan or whatever,
Mhm.
or what and it like the way that their
Finely
brains
tuned,
are
yeah.
so tuned into what their body is doing in the air.
I remember I had a gym teacher. I had a friend who was really great at diving, doing dives into the water. And the gym teacher said, "You have really great body control." And I was like, "Oh." It just, when you hear, that's what I mean. When you hear certain things, it's like, "Oh." And your body
And I
is.
do.
And I have good body. Like, I had do too,
natural,
but like,
I do think that's like a natural gift.
there are just like my imagination's a natural gift. Your ability to draw is a natural gift. Certain people's abilities to sing. I don't know. I've learned creativity. Once you have it, you can spread it across a lot of things. But the body is. There are certain people, like I can't do those. You just can't do it. I can't run that fast.
No, I could never, no matter how much I.
You
train.
hear like football players are like they'll feel certain pains that you just feel like. Even Dad has an interesting body connection because some people are just more connected to their bodies, I think, than others. I feel very mentally connected and emotionally connected, but I don't know, my body, I'm pretty connected to my body too, but there are some people that are just, but those are usually the dummy, like dumb as fuck, and they're just body, you know what I mean? Body people, I guess you can say, but.
Nah, not always. I don't
What,
think.
dumb? No, I'm not saying they're always all dumb, but vast majority.
Well, I think you have a group of like, I don't want to say juice heads or like like just like people that just
Like muscle head, meat heads.
But I think that there's a lot of people that it's
Natural to them.
it's still like there's a difference between.
Oh yeah, dude. You know when like I'll still never forget it when I played football this one time. This guy actually ended up going to the NFL. We played Farmington Harrison. I think he was like their tight end. Devin Funches, his name was, and he was like 6'5", 220. And I was like, this first play of the game, it was a play was called dead, but he just kept running still. I didn't have to cover him, but he just ran right by me, and I was like, who the fuck's gonna? I literally thought right then, I was like, dude, he's jogging, and his like he was just another thing. Like I was
It was
like,
a
you
different level.
to compete with this, and I'm not like a pussy where I'm like I can't, but it's like I just know, like
Yeah.
that was the thing with track. It's like it's like you know who's the fastest, like you know who most likely is going to win, like.
Well, there's natural ability.
But you know, like just off times and previous meet, like you know who's going to run the fastest usually. Like the fastest guy is not just going to run like a second slower one day. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen.
No.
So like once you realize that about sports, you
Unless
kind of
they fuck you over like they did to those girls at the Olympics.
Well, yeah, that's all weird shit. But I'm just saying, like, you can put your mind somewhere else. And I guess I can connect that to like people in high school. That's like once you're done with sports, stop playing them. Move on. Find new things, please. Like, don't be in college doing intramural sports. Don't be going back to your high school playing basketball with your like, other people. Like, just move the fuck on. I don't even care if it makes you happy because honestly, it makes me sick. Just please move the fuck on and find new things in your life. Sports are there from like 6 to 22, unless you're getting paid professionally to do it, or if you're trying to exercise. But it's like just move on. People need to hear this. People need to hear this.
Yeah, I can agree. Like if you're gonna do a league, I feel like that's one.
I don't know. I get it. That's fun. Your butt, but it's like this. Dude, don't blow your. It's not cool to tear your Achilles at 39.
Right.
Or it's not cool to blow your
get
ACL
what
at
you're
30.
saying.
Like, dude, like.
If you're doing it just for like a fun thing once in a great while, or like I said, you decide to do a league maybe once or some. But
I remember
it's not worth, like you said. Is it worth
I went to a bachelor party and there was
breaking your wrist or
an old friend's like, he's like, you should come play flag football. It's
I
like,
can't. I
it'd
can't
great
be
for us.
off work.
I'm like, dude, I don't fucking want. I don't even think that. Like, no,
Yeah, no, I don't.
no.
I saw this thing. A girl that I went to high school with. Her and her husband did a all night softball tournament. And at first I saw it, I was just kind of like, that's interesting. But then you know what? Not like that was like maybe like in the last like 6 months to a year. But then recently, I'd say again in the last like 2 or 3 months, I saw another couple.
Softball tournament.
Like
These couples are bored and they don't have much to do.
it's just I don't know. I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do it, and if that makes you happy. But I just at this I don't think that softball like let's go for a hike or something.
Yeah. That is fun to do.
Softball's not
Organized dumb shit where it's like, let's go, let's get the blood going.
That's not what I think that I want to go do on my weekend.
I know your
Or my
time
Thursday
off. I know. Think about your
evening, like-
time off. Your actual time off. I'm always just working or creating shit.
Like as an adult, I don't want to play on an adult league. Like no.
And you have to talk about it to your friends like they give a fuck and they don't. Like, you don't give a fuck and she try. You know what I mean?
Okay, like you.
Yeah.
Good. I'm
I
glad.
don't know. It's I don't know. It's an interesting world because then you have some like a lot of the guys I work with. They literally just play video games, and some of the games they play are like they're stupid as fuck. Like they're like little simulators. You strategize and you don't do anything. You just set up your team, kind of. You set up your like. I kind of get it. Like it's kind of fun where you figure your configuration, but you're just simulating. You just press a button,
Right.
and it's a type. I'm just going off my one coworker. Yeah, I like him a lot,
Rami's
but he's
here.
telling me. And he's telling me about guys who spend 5-6 figures on this game
Doing what?
just to beat people, like to get better characters, to get better, better powers, and then you can like I said, like strategize, and then all you just do is press a button, and it's like I beat you, some guy in fucking Europe. Like I only spent like $300, so I don't feel too bad, but he lost, and the other guy spent like at least $1,100. Insane.
What do you get if you
And then
win?
I was asking about it because he was telling me about like his profile and stuff. I'm like, can you ever sell that? Maybe he's like, oh yeah. He's like, mine's probably worth like $2,000, $3,000. But it's like, I was like, well, at least you're building something, I guess. But it's like, yeah, you're just wasting you're just staring at a phone, pressing a button. And it's addicting because I guess you can build the biggest configuration to beat your opponent. But it's like you're never gonna meet this person. You could just be playing a computer. You don't know. It's kind of like gambling. It's crazy. That's what I mean. But this kid's 20. This is where the generation's at below us. There's this one girl.
They're playing.
She's trying to get disability. She tried to get fired. She tried to like do all this shit. She fucked up the whole. And she's just this big old broad.
Why?
She's actually kind of nice, but she just I don't want to work no more. You're lazy. And she used to play this. That's what I mean. You can just
What do you think those people like?
They're this lazy.
What do they do on their like?
Well, this girl's crazy. Like she's actually
What
ruining
goes
people's
through
lives.
their like day to day though? Like their brain.
Like playing those little games. They're just extremely
like,
lazy.
going through
comfort,
life.
comfort. That type of stuff's just comfort. You just feel so comfortable. You don't want to move outside of things. You just want to go to work, come home, play a game, sit down. Boom, 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 boom. It's just comfort. So I mean, there's nothing, but it's like, that's what I think. It's just a comfort thing. Like you're not thinking that much to play your game. You know what I mean? You're just pressing a button. How fun is that?
I mean, I like playing my Tamagotchis.
But that's a little different. I guess, I don't know. Not really. It's kind of a simulator. No. I just think these younger kids are fucked. And
I enjoy it because it reminds me of like
it's nostalgic.
it's nostalgic.
I
And
don't
it
know.
gives
Maybe
me
I'm just crazy. Maybe I want to get shit done. I don't know. No one needs to get things done. Maybe no one should do anything so I can do everything.
Well, that's the I think that's the thing is because there are days that it's like I don't want to do anything.
See, I don't have those days.
And then there's days that it's like, all right, let's.
But I think it is because I don't really have like a set job. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like my main drive is just like making the best shit.
Well, I have to be I feel
But yeah,
like
you have you have things set. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like everyone has their own life. I'm just saying my view of this diamond spectrum we're all in.
I just like to be able to shut my brain off and not do nothing.
Well, so for me, shutting my brain off
mindless.
is like playing video games. That's what I mean. Like for me, it's like playing like college football or like listening to like a sport. Like that's my mind shut off, where I can just kind of just listen instead of think. Like it's just that's why I kind of like sports. You don't have to think; you can just watch it.
Yeah,
and it's live. Like I love live things. I love live TV because it's just like it's happening right now. It's not scripted. It's not we're gonna cut at 10 minutes. We're gonna cut it. It's just happening. I'll watch live news sometimes. Just throw it on because that person's there. It's a weird feeling because I feel it's almost a feeling of loneliness maybe because it's like this is pre-recorded and you're just watching something that's not really happening. You almost feel disconnected from the world. But when you're watching something live, you feel almost like you feel connected. I think so.
Yeah. No.
Like have you ever watched something live and then go to streaming? And you're just like a feeling that's like, There's just like a different
I feel
energy.
like anytime I finish watching a football game or something,
and then you go to like
and I
streaming
go
or
to just
something?
put something else on, it's like,
all
right, like
this is kind of different.
back to like the excitement level's not there.
Yeah, it doesn't even always have to be football. It's just like you're like I don't want to say it's FOMO, but there's just
I guess with my TV
you're
situation
out of the world.
and stuff, the only thing that I watch really.
I'm just saying YouTube. Like I don't really watch news. I'm saying like from years past too, like that kind of feeling where you watch something live and then you're not watching something live, and it's like I almost want to put something live back on.
Yeah.
That's that human. That's that parasocial relationship. And it's so. This is the one like term I learned in college that I think's the most important thing. There was a time in college when I realized like I was listening to Tyler the Creator's advice and I was listening to those type of advice more than these professors. And I remember thinking I was like, that might be a problem. But at the same time, it's not a problem either because Tyler is genius creatively. But I remember thinking
depends on what you're listening.
He brought up this.
It
depends what you're really doing too with it. Because I was
yeah.
doing things with it. I wasn't just like, duh, Tyler, God.
Not like the people with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no, like Tyler was. He was motivating me.
Yeah, I get it.
But I had a professor. He was talking about, and this is the professor that created the program up at Central Michigan, the Broadcasting Cinematics Art program. He talked about this term called parasocial relationship. And
I've heard the word.
And
heard the word.
Oh, what you doing, bro?
Oh, look who decided to come and make an appearance.
See, me and Rami do not have a parasocial relationship. Him and I are.
Hi.
He knows me, I know him, and we're linked.
Watch out. Watch your feet.
But like a parasocial relationship is like a kid who thinks SpongeBob or Patrick's like his best friend, or like his friend. Oh. And I feel like that is so rampant now.
100%.
Especially when you have people literally talking to their screen like you're talking to the person. Like it's mind control. It's
well, and then a lot of times you have like these influencers and stuff, and they make it seem like it's them, but you have to remember it's literally a character still.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all still an actor.
Always a character.
All still a character.
Always.
And these people like just.
It's not real.
They're taking real world level advice, and it's like you don't.
This person doesn't even know advice that they're talking.
They live in a whole different world
that
than
connects
what you
to what you're doing in your reality. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And these people are. That's what I realized when I was living in New York. I was like, oh, this is where it all comes from. These people are a year and a half behind. Like this is where it all right here. No one here gives a fuck about any of this stuff, truthfully. But this is where it all starts, and. Yeah,
and then it spreads. Yeah, it starts on the coast, and then they say it takes 2 years.
Yeah, no, and I'll admit to that because what people are getting onto here around here, like Detroit is New York now, kind of like Woodward. It's what New, and I saw this back in 2019 when I was down there. I was like, this is what they're trying to make. New York's cool, but it's just an influential place. That's what I'll say.
I would never want to live there.
It just takes. It's depending what you're doing in your life.
It's just I am way too.
You
much
wouldn't
of a
be
high
for
anxiety,
it. Yeah, no.
Anxiety person to even.
I crushed it. It was great.
Consider that.
I showed up. I told you the first day. It's in my book. First day, one of the first days at work, I had to go drive into Manhattan from Brooklyn, and I was like, this big ass sprinter, and he's like, I was like, yeah, I'll go. They're like, Grant's got a city boy. That's my friend Mundo. Edmundo, he's from Puerto Rico. He's like, Grant's going to be a city boy. I was like, oh, yeah. Like 7:30 in the morning, I had to go to Manhattan. Never driven around New York at all. I just got there. And I was like, I was backing up in the Sprinter out of the van. The one manager, Sean, he's like your age. He's like, hey, you can drive this, right? And I was like, yeah, I got it. And I just fucking, yeah, man, crazy. I remember, I still can picture it, like going across this bridge and you just see the Manhattan skyline. And you just drive, and there's 10 million people. It's just mind-boggling. It really is. But that's the world we live in. I mean, it's people. You got to understand the species we are. And people live in all types of situations and environments. And that environment is it's not natural, but there's something about it where I felt more creative there than I did here. I'll say that. And that's what I always missed, was like I felt like I was more creative there. But that could have just been because I was away from everything. I was in a whole new world.
Well,
like, you know what I mean?
think it's a whole new world with new experiences, and there's just a lot more of new.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But I just felt it's just different. It's different. It's kind of like when you go to Texas, and I don't know. I want to go out west at one point, and I kind of want to write a book about it. But that's like, I think about writing a second book, but I just don't know what I want it to like really be. And I think the most best books are like the most personal books and like the most life growing books that you know the writer has. So like a book like Perryman was that, and you know I just don't want to write something that you know I can't follow up. Yeah, it's not that I can't follow that up, but I'd like to see that character grow somewhere else.
I don't. What's the word I'm looking for?
Because writing is different, man. I have a deep respect for you write a novel like
there's a pressure to it now. Not that there wasn't pressure before.
I forgot who said it, but there was a great quote. It was like, you know, they always say like he wrote one novel and it was a great novel, but it's like, all right, what you're only judged to your second novel. What's the second one?
Right.
Because you wrote a great first one and that's great, but it's like, what's the second one?
Honestly, Messiah has terrible criticism.
Yeah.
That people say it's like one of the worst, like it's a terrible book. It's one of the worst.
It seems like he went more avant-garde with it. I could be wrong, but he went more obscure and almost more.
It jumps into a different.
Everyone says it's strange. It's different.
It is, but I guess reading it now, going in through my second read through, it's really not as. Like I feel like the strangeness is still to come.
Right. They just say it's very obscure. It sounds like everyone just talks about like it's a really obscure. The way it's written, the way he could translate it into film, he said it'd be really hard because it's just very obscure.
It's a lot of dialogue. Like I said, it's a lot of dialogue. But honestly, it's not even that. What visually just what happens, like the certain characters and like. The way that they ended the story
from the first book,
it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It'll be really hard
to make it entertaining. Also, like to make it for the screen for masses. Whereas, like it could be like a movie for like you make $1 million off it. Like you know what I mean? Like an indie
do it
film
and make it, and it would be great.
But to make $500 million off it.
I mean.
I don't
know. That's the thing, though. I feel like at this point, it has become such a big thing that it got me to watching that movie is what finally got me to read it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew about it.
I remember seeing it as a kid, Dune. I was like,
we always
huge sci-fi. Yeah, I remember like seeing it in the library as a kid. Oh yes,
Lincoln Park was my first. Honestly, the first time how I had heard
Dune?
about it. Han did some of the artwork for the.
If I hear something really funny. One of the first times I might have heard about it, other than seeing it in the library, was Dane Cook. He's like, talking about Nesquik. He's talking about the Nesquik powder. And he's like, oh, the movie Dune's in my drink. Yeah, remember? He's like, you got to shake up the Nesquik powder and then it busts in your eye. He's like, oh my God, the movie Dune's in my drink. Yeah.
I do remember that now.
Dude, Dane Cook was legendary. Those YouTube videos.
Yeah, but now he's like a pedophile.
Yeah, he's a freak. They all are. All those comedians are. Dude, hanging around Jacobs, he's a fucking little freak. He's really nice. He's actually a sweet kid, which is kind of funny, but he's got like this edge to him. But no, dude, Dane Cook was the shit. BK Lounge.
honestly,
Kool-Aid
he
Man.
was like,
This is my favorite shirt. Holy fuck! Why did you wear your second favorite shirt on a B&E? You remember all those? Yeah.
I do.
A B&E. He's like bacon and eggs. No, breaking and entering.
How did she die? Mary got a tire to her face. But we always watched him with the YouTube
those videos.
paint-
Yeah.
the
That's
paint
came
drawings.
kind of
That's to me, watching those animations was greater than watching
him do
his
them.
do his
Yeah,
stand-up.
it was. He kicked the door in.
the secret doors,
Dane Cook.
the car alarm.
Shout out Dane Cook. Shout out early
Old-
2000s Dane
yeah.
Cook when he was like king of the world. He really was, dude. He was
Yeah, no, he
because he was kind of hot, but he wasn't. But he had that goofy, funny guy hotness to him. Edgy, goofy. You know what? With the spiked hair.
I mean, Pete Davidson's still hotter.
The wristband.
He was kind of like the first.
He
like,
had that. He was selling out Madison Square Garden. He had his own little logo. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who else?
He set a lot of shit up.
There was another white comedian that I feel like came up around the same time as him.
With around Dane Cook?
Yeah. Who else was it? And he had a whole like little like logo and everything too, didn't he?
I don't know. I can't think. I don't know. I still remember Dave Chappelle was big then. I mean, Dave Chappelle's still big now. Dave Chappelle, Chris
I just
Rock.
always, I don't know. My brain when I think
Cat Williams, I remember
Dane
back
Cook,
then.
I just always think Jessica Alba
Why?
because they were in that movie together.
Oh, yeah. Employee of the Month.
No, it was Good Luck Chuck.
Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, Jessica Simpson was an Employee of the Month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And him and Dak Shepard. Dude, Dak Shepard.
Shepard. Dude, Without a Paddle.
Those-
Fucking great movie.
Those are good comedies.
That's a great.
Burt Reynolds is in that.
The music in it is great.
Yeah.
Like
Seth Green,
Yeah.
pedophile. Oh, as it is now.
literally
Um,
certified.
certified pedophile. Green is pretty funny though, dude.
Can you insert every time we say pedophile?
Yeah, I probably can. Yeah, I will. I mean, dude, Mike Myers. Honestly, some of my inspiration came from this show. Was like
Shrek was great.
Wayne's World. The idea of having a show in your basement, like, and broadcasting to the world, like, I don't know. There's some vibes there. Mike Myers
that's
is
the one that they
amazing.
did with. That's Jim Carrey, right?
No, Wayne's World was like Mike Myers and his, I forget his name, but
What's
his
the one that
buddy.
Jim Carrey? Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Have you heard about how he had to stay at the Stanley Hotel for that?
Mm-mm.
Supposedly, when they were filming it, he had to stay at the Stanley Hotel, and he went into his room and was in there for like 2 or 3 hours, and he came out and he refused to go back.
Really?
Yeah,
Jim Carrey?
yeah.
I like Jim Carrey. He says a lot of cool
I
shit.
feel. Let me just Google this before, because now I feel like I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. The Stanley Hotel? What is that?
that's the hotel that The Shining's based on.
That's the Overlook. You're thinking about Stanley Kubrick.
What am I? See, that's why I'm like, let me check.
Yeah.
There's something with Jim Carrey in a hotel. The Stanley Hotel.
And that is...
And that's when I Google the Overlook Hotel, the Stanley Hotel is what comes up.
Interesting.
I think was the Overlook Hotel the name of it in the film.
Yeah.
That-
And they made a prop of it. It was a prop. Or at least like the front side of the hotel was not real.
Real.
Yeah.
The Overlook Hotel that is featured in the classic horror movie The Shining is not a real existing hotel.
Yep. See, no, Stanley did that purposely because there's scenes in the movie that don't make sense. Like, and Stanley, he's not the type to do, just to like have a major fuck up like that. So,
But then
The-
I guess
the
the
metaphor-
hotel's based off of.
but the metaphor for the
Whatever.
to me, The Shining, the film, not the book. I never read the book. Fuck Stephen King. He's a pedophile. It's. I think the Overlook is more seen as a maze, and then that can be a larger metaphor for the planet we live on and the reality we're in.
So-
And hang on, I almost see the metaphor for the entire hotel is like our minds in Earth, or the simulation or metaphor they say that we're in. But that's what the Overlook Hotel was, because Jack he kept coming back to it.
Full circle.
Kept coming back to it. Just like we keep coming back to Earth, they say, is reincarnation. So I almost felt like, because the Earth is like a giant maze, you got to live your life right to maybe get to the right potential of what you're doing.
Do you
But
think?
I think that's what the Overlook kind of, in a sense, represented as this projection, this metaphysical world that we live in, that these ghosts and these, taunting, it's in these hallways and things. But like, that's just a small micro to the macro we really live in. And that's what I think Stanley was really trying to show there. Because Stanley, there's this documentary Jacob showed me, and it reminds me of the way kind of my mind works sometimes.
Natural causes, do you think?
Was his? No, they killed him. But there's a thing where you sync up, you play his movies, if you put like 2 screens side by side at the same time from start, and you play the other one in back and reverse it, the images overlay, and they create these mirror parallels of this film and these characters. It's almost like this character's saying something right here, and when it overlays to the character like half on the other end of the movie, there's a connection that's made, and it's a very clear connection and metaphor almost from like what this character's speaking to what this character's speaking now. It's fascinating. It's
more so than
you can't plan this thing. This is his brain. This is his subconscious.
It's planned that way.
No, I don't think he can plan it because it's almost impossible, I think, to logically, consciously plan. But I think it's his subconscious coming through the images. And just like the way he structured the film, these parallels are happening. It's his mind. It's his inner mind's workings being shown on the screen. And because I just don't think you can plan these things out, because there's certain things where it's like, it was like the 376 frame was exactly synced with like the number 3. There's this it's almost like when I sent you, I remember I told you guys I made For the Poes. And there's all these weird like numbered things, like it came out on 6/6/2020/22. Like there's this weird numbers that you're not thinking of while you're creating it, but when you look back on it, your mind was doing things back here.
Everything is numbers.
Yeah, your mind was doing things back here that you're not aware of it. It kind of reminds me of podcasting sometimes. I don't know. So you're just not aware of it.
Is
genius.
Similar to how they like the whole Wizard of Oz, Dark Side of the Moon?
Well, no, that's separate.
Because they say that wasn't
interesting.
They say that wasn't like the thing.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
They say it wasn't on purpose. I know what you're saying. I feel like this is it's a higher level, but it's almost like if you took his movie, folded it in half, and then the pinpoints connect. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like jumping the space-time. It's like time traveling. Like my fish.
And the fucking parallels are right there. But I just think that's how his mind works. Because when you make a movie, it's just a collection of photography, and you structure it. And the timing, you're not necessarily thinking like this is going to happen in an hour 15. It just kind of naturally happens. You naturally structure it in your mind to like, it flows naturally. There's been things with this podcast, there's some things with my projects where it's like, it just stops perfect.
It's like almost like your brain has
it knows when. Like that break we just took, I knew it's like
almost like your brain has a secret planned like algorithm in it.
Yeah, it's your subconscious.
It knows.
I think it's people with more powerful subconscious, because I think there's people that are super conscious, and those are the types that are more athletic. You're conscious, you're aware of the present, than right now, like right here, what's happening. But then there's the real genius, which is like you're not even aware of it, and it just comes through. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You have to just experience it and see it. And that's what kind of sucks sometimes when you're making art with people, because they don't know that. And they're like, what are we doing? Like Maddie and Jacob sometimes. They're like little babies. They don't know what's going on. But I'm like, just trust it. Just wait. Every time we record a podcast, Jacob wants to delete it. It's hilarious.
Why?
He's just scared. He's just like
they don't see the end vision.
He hasn't put things out as much either, but he's a very, like I said, he's kind of a lonely private person, but he doesn't want to share. But
they don't see
he is that, so
they don't see maybe the end product,
the vision. It's too quick
where it's gonna be.
I don't make it. She'll be like, yes, you're too quick to see things, and yeah, they can't see the full thing.
We were saying,
too quick to judge, too quick to
like
think things. They have to see it until get it.
96 and on, it's like that you have to prove to them.
Yeah, and that's so fucking gay. They need to prove to me.
They need the proof to like visual, like they need the visual.
Yeah, and they are, but these young people need to hear this shit. Everybody works.
Everybody gets a participation.
Everybody has a
now.
fucking job. Everybody works. You're doing some cool. There's a million people doing the same fucking thing. What makes you stand out? Don't be a pussy. And there's so much.
But it's okay. But people allow it. Like, it's okay.
That's what I mean. That's why you got to say some shit. Because it's not okay.
Like, I get taken, like, time for mental health and this and that. I struggle. Like, I personally deal with it a lot. But there's some days that it is. It's like, you can't. At what point is it? Are you using that as just a
crutch?
A crutch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No. Ja, men ich drog från det där släts jag nästas jag det inget det var runt så shit det var så här jag brott det var well get the mess up then. There's an easy solution and then there's a whole mess you can create and that's what that girl's done.
Well, yeah, you do it to yourself. I mean, some people just they do it to themselves. They create their own problems because they don't.
That was something Dad told me
That's how
when I was going to New York.
That's what we all grew up with.
And I put it in Perryman. He's like, we create our own problems. He goes, I remember this. He told me we were moving shit into Kate's car when we were going back to New York the very first time. And he goes, we create our own problems. And I was like, I wrote in my book because that's something that's like one of those moments in life where you really think about something your father told you, and it's very true. Because we don't have many problems, but like sometimes that's the anxious or that's the bored mind creating its own difficulties for you to overcome maybe down the road.
Well, and is this lady got her dog?
But I think that's the thing with I think that's the problem with a lot of.
She does get ready.
That's the thing with a lot of humans nowadays. Is like we're bred to hunt and kill and go out and survive. See, like that. But we don't have that action in us much anymore. That's why a lot of people play video games. Why you have serial killer neighbors. That's why people play. Why it's why we have such big fandom in sports because you can get that aggression out, you can get that feeling out, and then you just go back to work Monday.
It's like gambling.
Go back to work Monday, and then come back Friday night, get drunk.
It's like the Purge.
Get it out.
It's like Purge.
Yeah, football. But you gotta let that shit out. Scream at the sky if you have to.
You have to
just go out and scream at the sky. Do you think fucking cavemen had mental health days when they had to go like feed their two children?
They just smashed their head into the wall and probably were like,
"What am I going to do?" He's like, having sex with her is so nice, but I keep coming inside her. These little babies keep coming. What is going on?
They probably didn't even understand that what was
No, they didn't know.
Causing.
It's so weird. Think about like someone who doesn't. Yeah, how do they know how to like have sex? My dick's hard. But seriously, I mean, that's a real question. I'm sure their mental health was all fucked up back then because they didn't have couches to sit on.
Honestly, dude, I saw this thing today about this guy, and he was talking about how it's better. You need to we weren't made to sleep on beds.
You meant to sleep on the floor. Yeah. A firm surface. Yeah, you are.
I'm going to start, my back is so, I'm going to,
you should.
I'm going to do it.
My last year in college, the last 3 months of school, I had a waterbed. The last 3 months, I made a pallet in my living room, but I was writing then too, and I was just watching all night, watching movies and stuff all night. But I just slept on my floor, and it was amazing. I never felt so but I just had my apartment to myself, and that's the shit. But yeah, your back's, it's comfort, luxury. It kills you. It kills you.
Yeah, no shit.
It does.
Hey. Hi.
It just prolongs the death that's inevitable. So what's it matter if you live? What's it matter if you live a very meaningful life and you die at 30, and you live a zero meaningful life and you die at 80? What did you do? That's what I start thinking a lot about. Why? But it's like, what are you really doing for the species? You have a kid. You get to have Christmases, Halloweens, and pictures on Facebook and Instagram. But it's like, what are you doing for the fucking species?
Well, what am I doing for the species?
This right here. better than most people.
Yeah, yeah.
You have an ability. That's why I knew you could talk. I'm not stupid. I pick people
I can
for a
chit
reason.
chat.
But you have knowledge though too, and you're not scared to like wield it. And that's why I've chosen certain people to, spiritual warriors.
Rami.
You have to be a spiritual warrior to be around me.
Rami thinks he's a spirit.
Rami is a spiritual warrior, very much. That's why he tried to kill your serial killer neighbor. Look at this guy. That's why he knows not to touch that. He knows. He's my little warrior. I don't know. Could you imagine being a high school football coach, or like a gym teacher? Like as an adult now, like imagine dressing up every day,
No,
going
I'm
to
not.
school,
I'm just not. Honestly,
and
there's
teaching
this really,
kids that are 15 years old.
There's this cute.
I fucking hate teenagers.
Oh, I wouldn't want to teach teenagers. Like elementary at best.
Just imagine like graduating high school, graduating college, and then going back to work and school.
Especially now.
Like, what are you
Kids are
doing?
fucking mean. I've hit
The whole point of school is to get out of school.
I've hit the point of not understanding a lot of the lingo.
I mean, what? Like,
I
do you know anything about Skibidi Toilet?
no.
Okay, my coworkers do, but they're fags, so.
See, that's what I know
Yeah.
is like fags.
Yeah,
Like,
well, keep that word, please.
back when you're gay, that was like
Oh, they're all gay. And they all probably are gay. Well, this is what's all right. Well, let me get kind of
Skibidi Doo. What does it mean?
Stupid fucking thing. I don't know. It's actually kind of cool. It's kind of surreal.
And then some
But
people.
it's like this shitty artwork that's like The Sopranos to like 10-year-olds. It's like retarded, surreal artwork that might be cool for like 5 seconds, on something. But they're like 10-minute videos of just like absurdity, and these kids are watching it like it's Tony Soprano, I guess. Skibidi Toilet, it's called. It's like 30 million views on YouTube.
I still don't understand
Yeah.
what.
I don't know either.
Like anything in that you just said, I literally.
There you
just,
go. That's what I get to work with. So that's the fun I get to hear at work.
Whoa!
It's
Like
stupid. Don't even worry about it.
alpha, beta.
Oh, that kind of words. Like, yeah, beta,
Yeah, but I guess I've
Alpha,
just never heard
Sigma.
it. in, like
like sigmas. Like, yeah, that's like a whole thing. But that's the younger generation. It's the younger people too. It's just internet talk. Lacking. Like this, they call this yapping. We're yapping. We're yapping right now. That's what streamers call it. These are what people who don't have set. Like, these are people who don't have ever like done anything. This is what they live on.
this is what people that don't do anything
Yeah,
do.
yeah. We're yapping. They play like League of Legends.
Literally,
and
do you hear like how quiet I am?
you have no idea what's
no
going
idea.
on because you've lived a life. Yeah, you shouldn't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I just know this because of the fucking faggots I work with.
Oh man.
Yeah, it sucks, man. This younger generation sucks.
And that's what I will say. Like unless it's clients, I'm really not around. Like
You guys are scary. When I remember in high school, the older kids were scary. Like scary. Something about them was just scary.
oh, I feel like that's how I felt. Like when I was in a freshman or whatever.
It's not, that's what every old person says, though.
Let me see that lighter.
You should be able to hit it. Give it a couple puffs. It's rolling. They pack these things so tight now, though.
They pack them so tight nowadays. These kids. They all got popcorn lung. They gotta.
I don't know, dude. I like hanging out with like I don't know. We gotta keep their generation alive, dude. I'm telling you, from 90 to 95. That's the few. Like that's the only hope this planet has.
I know. I agree.
It's
I
true.
agree. But even
And you
some of the-
motherfuckers better listen to
But
us.
even some of the 90,
and believe
most of
us.
the 94s that I've met,
Yeah, 94s kind of suck. I'm holding it down.
you're trying. You're trying.
I'm trying, man.
You're trying.
Even the 95s, I don't know.
Maybe it was like maybe was it like 88? And maybe like
I'd say, all right, we can push the number back a bit. Maybe 87. I don't know. I was born in 83. I feel like 83, last time millennial started is like 83 to 95. That's like the millennial generation. So, I don't know. A lot of these millennials are fags because they got all into they got all into Obama and they thought like he actually meant like something, but they didn't realize it was just a fucking psyop for some faggot president so he could
Just
keep
wait.
fucking men. Yeah.
the Diddler's coming
Yeah.
out.
They had no clue. And all these guys, like I remember this one
Do you remember the party they threw?
This-
Did he threw Obama?
for
a
Obama.
party?
Yeah, of course he did. I remember this one guy I worked with when I just got out of college. He was like 30. He's my age now, so I kind of really relate to it. I just got out of school and I was able to work for a production company, which is
Dude, Tanner,
very lucky.
They thought Obama was like he walked on water.
that's white people for you. White apologists. Dude, the world, it's so weird. It's all you gotta do is manipulate people and to make them feel bad, and then they're like, Obama, I thought Obama was great because he could speak well. But when you realize his wife has a dick,
I'll never forget. When was that? How
you,
long?
you
when
realize
was
it's all
that?
it's all
When
a
was that,
sham.
Dad?
It's all a
I don't know where
sham.
he goes.
Michelle's got a cock. When you realize it's all a sham,
He
you
said that, and I was like, "Well, duh. Where the fuck have you been for the last like?"
when you realize it's all a sham, it's like, man.
It's all about to come down.
It's like people look up to pedophiles. But that's why you have gym teachers and coaches and the community looks up to these people. But you're just looking up to a pedophile. Why are you handing over authority to a pedophile?
Tom Hanks.
That's why like homeschooling is legitimate in a sense where it is like, if you're able to homeschool and if you're a smart enough parent to homeschool your kid, you
and
should
if
maybe
you're-
do it. You
if
could
you
do
think
it.
that your kid's smart enough,
To understand and grasp
have
like
to
the complexity of
socialize
it all.
them.
Yeah.
You can't just not take them out of the house.
No.
There's
Public school is a great thing because it's a natural experiment, and that's what the world is. It's just a big fucking science. This is a big experiment. It seems like, unless it is all destined and we're all here met and it's all predetermined. But for the most part, it seems like an experiment, and how things react and who takes to what. It's all experiment, dude. I think it's a big fucking experiment. You remember in like 4th or 5th grade, did you ever have to like make those ecosystems? Where you get
The
all the soil.
terrariums?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
make
yeah.
those. That's all.
The
whoever,
pop bottles.
Whoever got like that's what this all is. It's one big terrarium, and let's see what happens. And you got people. You got green hair, so you're supposed to be like some faggot liberal, but you're not.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like at people automatically they see me and they think, and then once they finally start talking to me, they're like,
Well, because they're so stupid and pre-programmed, they can't think past that. It's like like I tell you, the kid I work with, he's like, well, this so and so has purple hair, so he's probably a loser. But it's like, hey, bro, I used to dye my hair
dyed your hair once, and it was
within 2 weeks every time.
it was the
yeah.
worst.
What are you talking about? The last time I dyed it was great. The bleach was nice.
Oh, I guess I'm thinking about
Well,
when
for
you were
Pluto,
little.
that was
I'm
that was
thinking about
for-
when you were little.
Oh, well, that's different. Yeah, that was bomb. That was awesome. That's what I'm getting back to. That's what I like.
You want that little red stripe?
I've been dyeing my hair and spiking it since I was like 9 years old. Yeah, this ain't no new shit. I used to do it to express myself. That's what's wrong with this country. No one understands that people are expressing themselves. People like to see things in two like logical ways and try to fucking classify everything and put a label to it.
Well, I think that the logical thinking aspect, I can.
It's objective thinking. I don't like objective thinking.
No, but there's times
I like subjective
There's
thinking.
certain things in my day to day or just in life that like I have to have a logical
Well, no, all right, come on, all right.
explanation.
Take it easy
for
now.
it.
Yeah. I'm not saying logic is wrong.
No, I'm saying the problem is there's a lot of stuff now that's
If you feed into
it's
it,
hard. It goes against everything that you naturally
Or 4, yeah.
Or
Because they're trying to kill it. This is a great thing about comedy that I thought it's a great observation about comedy is that comedy, laughter, freedom, like you can't control when you laugh. You kind of just laugh. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like there's times where it's like, okay, I'm gonna like this is good. But then there's times where you really fucking laugh.
Yeah.
And that's what like when they try to censor freedom of speech, they try to censor words and expression, you lose that natural ability. So you're losing your natural spirit. You're just becoming a fucking I should the red light says laugh on air clap 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 Kim Kardashian clap clap clap. Oh, this person, yes. You're not
Yeah.
you're just becoming programmed. Your
It's
soul
it's pre-programmed.
you're not liking anything.
It's pre-programming. That's what everything is.
I remember when I first saw Tyler, I was like, what the fuck is this? There was no pre-programming behind Tyler. There wasn't.
There is now.
There is now, yeah, there was. But when that Yonkers video came out or Bastard came out or like, I mean, there kind of was, but it was just like, whoa.
But that's what they do.
That gets you on the whoa.
Well,
no, ever since Flower Boy, that's pre-programmed.
But I'm saying that's what they do. They let people get to a certain point and then grab them. They
And then
suck
you're
them
in. Well, because he wants to keep making money.
Right.
He's a whore for money. That's on him then. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What about Kurt Cobain? He just blew his brains out.
He didn't kill himself.
Well, I'm just saying, though, he never got grabbed from, but he knew what was going on. But that was in the 90s, too. It was a different time. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have the accessibility.
Dave Grohl, man. Just broke.
I don't like Dave Grohl. I never did.
I've always liked him.
Because he didn't like Kurt. I always noticed that in the band. He would take slights at Kurt. And the biggest thing in Nirvana was Kurt and Dave, they had a friction. Because Dave never understood Kurt. And Kurt created it all.
Okay.
And Chris was Kurt's best friend. And they
Right.
grew up, Chris enabled a lot of the heroin, but that was his buddy, dude. Like,
Right.
Tall Chris, like little dorky Kurt. Genius little writer Kurt. But then this guy, Dave was like the fourth drummer. And Dave was like he was sickly talented. Like he's so talented. He is. Like Dave's the shit. Like Dave should have been the drummer. But they never understood each other. I'm telling you, they didn't.
It was a different.
Dave has even said, he said now he's like Kurt's the greatest songwriter ever. But there was times where he's like, I never understood why people, like they were like little lullaby songs. I didn't understand it. Like, why did people get to it? He just played drums.
Well,
he didn't understand the feeling behind it. He didn't understand the emotions behind it.
He hadn't gotten to that
and he was
point
just
yet.
a fucking drummer. Badass,
Well, let me tell you,
badass drummer.
From dating drummers, that's all they think about is they're just in that moment.
But I was a percussionist. Bass
Yeah,
drum,
but
bro.
I'm saying someone that like.
Yeah, but I could play drums, and I would rock them. I know I would. I just never had a set.
But could you play bass like double? I
played bass drum in marching in band though. I was first chair, bro, both years.
I understand, but playing a drum set is different than playing.
I know I could. I play piano. My natural ability is music. I try to tell people this. They think it's writing. People always try to put me as a writer. I try to tell them it's but it's really music. Music is sound. Like, this is why this podcast is good, because I understand the sound, the flow of time. Like, yeah, it's sound. All it is sound. And that's why when you say words like fag or faggot, like they mean certain things, but they're just sound waves. They're just vibrations. They shouldn't hurt your feelings. They're just my vocal cord vibrating against your eardrum. That's all it is. So when I call you a faggot,
very sweet.
You faggot. Yeah, speak your sick. Yeah, let's be. Let's get them. Let's see. Go out. Let's get. Let's speak. Go stats. So sister, we have any man.
Yeah.
It's just sound. It's just sound waves.
No, I get what you're saying.
But people's minds don't understand. It's just sound waves. You know what I mean? Like they get hurt by come here.
Well, no, but there's people that
they tie history. I don't know. They tie this feel. I don't know. It's just sound waves. Yeah, it's just a sound. Just like color's not real.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not. I don't really know how to
think about this. Like color's not real. There's no. There's no color out here. It's the light refracting into our brain. The color is all inside us.
Right.
The color is all in our brain. None of this is. That's what's so crazy. It's all in here. Yeah.
I don't have anything to add to that.
But when you get that, then you realize, oh, I am creative. Oh, Should do that.
Is the sun coming out?
No. That's why there's no colors.
There's color.
It's in our brains.
I can't.
I don't know. Just when you think about your sense, it's just you're looking at something, an image is reflecting back in. It goes into your mirror in the back of your eyeball. It's reversed. It's literally your eyeball is literally a camera, and then it transmits into your brain through a fucking cord of flesh.
Right.
To more flesh.
It's the dangly thing behind your eye.
The retina.
Yeah.
Makes no goddamn sense. You're just down here and you're in it. It's like The Shining. We're in the Overlook Hotel. This Earth is the Overlook Hotel.
You already went through this.
I know, but I'm just connecting it back to it. Because I'm talking about colors and shit. And that's what I mean. We're like strapped in the
We're
Matrix.
going back.
All right, we got to go forward. You got any more tattoos?
No. Unfortunately.
Nothing?
No, but I have a couple plans for some, but I don't have anything booked or anything.
I always wanted a tattoo. I don't know. I just think to the point now, it's just like I don't even need a tattoo. I could get like an inner wizard tattoo, but honestly, I don't know. I'm better off just not having it, I think.
I mean, I'm all for it, but
I always like thigh tattoos.
like, just put it above your kneecap or something. It's this. I mean, the closer you go to the innards, the more it's gonna. There's a reason I haven't gone back to the leg, that part of my leg yet.
Yeah, that's pretty. It would hurt.
I had that. My leg was so small, and I had to. Oh fuck! Not the Tamagotchis.
The Tamagotchis.
They're fine. I'm not gonna lean over and get them right now.
Those little bot fuckers.
My Digimons.
I'll have to get one. It's something fun to play. I shouldn't.
If you want to
slander
take one of
these
those,
kids.
if you want to take one of those other ones home,
Broken ones.
no, they work. I just took the batteries out of them. But honestly, those ones aren't that great.
Why?
They're just compared to the game.
The gameplay.
The gameplay
Digimon?
compared to the gameplay on the other ones, I am just these ones are a lot more enjoyable to me.
What is it? Is it the sounds?
It's the gigapets and it's the.
No, but like, what's so great about this interface?
It's just easy. It's just I don't know. It's more enjoyable. Like the Digimons, there's like trying to figure out which one you want to like. I want to evolve them to. I don't know. I guess I just find it funner on that.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like tying back to those games I was talking about earlier. The strategy, the game becomes mental. It becomes in your game, and the game is setting up the strategy, and then you press the button to simulate it, and that's the game. The game is setting it up.
Yeah.
It's management.
I mean, this is just taking care of a little thing that shits on a screen.
It's management.
My T-Rex Russell, he can roar on command.
Well, that's pretty cool.
My little frog, he can play the banjo.
Nice.
And when all of his status bars are 100, he turns into a little charming prince for 5 seconds.
So now this is where I want to connect it to like an alien outside this planet. Do you think there's like an alien looking kind of high, and they're like, my little tailor, she can paint.
We're all probably in like.
She has a homeowner. She's a homeowner.
She's got a dog.
And then he's like, my little Grant has a podcast.
She's got a dog. She's got a little Rami. She's got a little Poe, and she's got a little cat.
He's a filmmaker.
He's got a Mr. H.
He's got a little H with them. But you know what I mean? It seems just like that.
No, it's like the Cena. It's like the end of Men in Black.
Yeah.
The Marvels.
It's exactly that.
That's why I feel bad when they die. Because I'm like, well, I just killed somebody. It's like Courtney Here's a Who or some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
the glitch. Wreck-It Ralph, I watched when I was coming down on mushrooms. It's a cool animation.
the frog one, though, I had that one growing up.
Oh, the frog Gigama?
Gigapet.
Gigapet. What about Chia?
I had a couple of those growing when we lived in Texas.
And remember the little robot dogs?
Poochies
Yeah.
and Meowchies,
Yeah.
and then they have Furbies.
Furbies are kind of scary.
I had the tie-dye one. That Christmas was probably my favorite Christmas.
The other way. Just feel the...
I know, but I feel like if I'm over here, I feel like honestly when I'm right.
The best way to hold it, like I said, is just put your thumb. It just kind of keeps you a center.
Center.
You might like the other
Front and
microphone
center.
better. I'll get more. This is just the start. This is episode 10. It'd probably be great I thought it was like episode 10 off Taylor.
Are you gonna like?
I honestly thought about that. Because like the whole thing, I thought why this would be really good is a way to promote the month, but
At least maybe just a way to organize it.
things
even.
or just how like growth in the show.
Level 2, you could like do.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I like having conversations where it almost feels like an open journal and people can just look in if they want.
Just do whatever.
And that's what a podcast should be. I don't know. You have these people, they try to structure shit too much, and it's just like, structure is not the way to go. But some people like it. But those people are
you gotta
lame.
have some structure. I feel
No, we
like,
have
to an
structure.
extent.
It's an unknown structure.
Well, I feel like we just know what the vibe is, and you just kind of go into it knowing that, and it just does what it does.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying like kind of like sitting around a table, everyone like NPR type, like.
Oh, like where they're all at a desk and shit, and they've
Yeah,
got like
where it's just,
papers
like,
and shit, and it's like why they've got bullet points.
Where it just feels stiff. Can't have that.
Bullet points.
But that's why it's cool. You have different producers in the world because you have different art. You know, I'm producing this one. Other people produce. You know, it's good to take in all types. So,
Even if they suck,
well, if you suck, you should just stop.
go die.
Just stop. But be good.
That's what we used to say.
And if you suck, you know you suck. Like you have your little voice is telling you suck, and I think this voice is just confirming it. So if you hear this and you feel something, just stop. Or if you hear this and you feel something, keep fucking going.
Why do I remember? Why do I feel like that's from a movie?
I don't know. Because that's just like some basic.
Speaking to the mic.
That's just some basic like competence for some people. Because there are people out there lying to themselves. You know, you shouldn't be 40 still like trying to do comedy if you've never made a gain in it.
Who's doing that?
Probably like 7 million people across the country.
Oh, I didn't know if we knew anyone personally.
No, it's not personal. It's just kind of vague. Like, I mean, I just think about like when I was in New York, I used to see people like in their 40s still living in apartments like with people. And it's like, I'm 24 and I'm doing this and I barely like it. And what are you doing? Unless your family's just rich and you're just like the clown of the family. Like everyone else is doctors, and I'll just be like, I'll be the one in New York trying to be a comedian, but we got 20 million in the bank account, so
and
everything's
mommy and daddy
okay.
are just gonna keep paying.
It's okay. I'm trying to be myself.
Gross.
That's a lot of that.
I wish the cats would come out.
Rami wants to come out here so bad. He's been a really good little partner.
Hunt of mine.
He has. He's gotten thin. I'm telling you. Harry's keeping him young. Mr. H.
He was just fluffy because he wasn't brushed.
No, he was big. I was like, this motherfucker might break a leg.
No, he's not.
I was like, I might throw the ball for him and he might stop and snap his leg.
Even.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this little guy might tear a ACL.
You're being over dramatic.
I'm being cautious.
He was not on a blue scale by any means.
You big boy. You were big for a second, but that was winter. I mean, it's fucking September now, so all summer he was pretty big.
Not even.
Where you at, baby boo?
Just wait.
Did you ever think about like feeding him raw? Like raw meat.
I don't have the money for that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot. Michaela, she feeds her little pit bull that, and it's like, it's not even like a dog. It's like this little muscle thing. It's just like a little thing of muscle.
Is it a pit bull?
Yeah, because pit bulls are like, she was a lot smaller than Harry's. Like pit bulls.
Well,
are
I mean,
like,
they're all they're like terriers, so they're all different.
no, it was a pit. Yeah, full pit bull terrier. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all different.
But it was like a little small, but it was just like a little like a frog, like a little.
Yeah, some of them are
Like
beef.
like the beefiest. I've never seen a dog like this. Yeah. But she feeds it raw, so all that protein.
That's how I feel like Poe. Like I feel like Poe
Poe's a
is
freak.
just built
Yeah.
for a cat.
Yeah.
Like not even like athletic. Like he's just, but he's not fat.
The LeBron James of cats.
He's just like thick.
Yeah.
He's Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
He's
Rick Ross is kind of lame. He's got some songs.
He just hustling makes me think of Poe.
Every day I'm hustling.
Hustling.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's Poe. Woof.
Whoa.
When he, Larry Hoover. I could totally see Poe being like, woof.
Was that Ron? Was that Ron Bone?
He was standing out here earlier during the break, and
Wait.
I looked up from checking my Digimon, and the thing was over his face. But he was standing here looking at me like this, but it was all, the lace was on his face. It was all,
Bene Gesserit dog.
he was all covered. He was just standing there. He looked like a little ghost.
He is a little ghost.
Okay, Mama don't have to paint you.
Yeah, when you tried to paint him the first year you had him.
I didn't try. I did.
Yeah, that was didn't go well.
I did it. And then I had to bathe him.
You didn't like it? The dogs don't like having paint on them? Who would have thought?
Well, it just turned into a
A
mess.
German Shepherd doesn't like having paint on his fur? Yeah, who would have thought that?
A 6-month-old German Shepherd, mind you.
He didn't like getting paint on him? Yeah.
The poor thing, honestly, that's the day that he learned to be trained in every aspect. He was like,
Yeah.
I just need to listen to this woman or she's literally going to murder me.
That's like most husbands. That's like most husbands. That's why I write in my book. They're like pets for women. It's wild.
He's a good boy.
I guess that's why they call men dogs.
I'm a dog.
Men are just dogs, yeah. You kind of train them. You kind of got to smack them around a little.
Well, Rami's a gay man, so
Yeah.
it's a little different.
Well, it's been placed upon him, so
No.
you've been very liberal toward. You're kind of like the United States government to Rami. You're pushing all this gay shit on him. You're really trying just to control his
He's
life.
never humped anything.
He's never had the chance. I think he's more asexual.
Could be, but he's definitely got Freddie.
Rami's a Sigma. He's Sigma. Stoic to himself. He's got Christian Bale
He's
vibes.
a diva.
He's got Christian Bale vibes.
He's a diva.
No, he is.
For sure. When it's pouring, he'll go out when it's raining, but when it's pouring, he stands underneath the deck here and waits for me to get the umbrella.
Mr. Ram.
Mr. H.
All right.
Mr. R.
All right, get back.
He's like, what? Go on. Go get your toy.
So I will say this: I was telling Alex at his birthday party, I was like, I want to have Taylor on, and he totally understood. He's like, what wisdom and yeah, you big sis. He gets it. People get it, Tay.
Does he have? He's the oldest.
He's
though.
the oldest. Yeah, he's got a younger sister.
It is. I will say there is something that naturally, I don't know. about
You're
being
the firstborn.
oldest.
Yeah, no.
It's everything's different.
Well, they're learning from you. the parents are learning from you. You're learning with them. You see them the most. You see them earliest. You see them at their most struggles probably. When
Well,
the
not
second's
even
born,
the-
it's a little different.
I'm talking more even just like siblings. Like,
That too, but I'm just saying though, but you have that authority within like the sibling relationship where you've been with the parents the longest.
well, and your first grandbaby, that's a big,
All that
I feel
too,
like that's
yeah.
a huge thing.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean, as the oldest, you have to, I think the middle child's really cool because it's like, I don't know. Not, the middle child always has a stigma where it's like, I don't know. I don't even know.
I definitely feel like you look up to me more than Maddie does.
Well, you've inspired me more.
Well,
Or if
honestly,
you've
that's a
put
great.
more into my life.
Yeah, that's a great.
You've
That's a good
exposed
way.
me to more.
That's a good way to.
And I
put
always
it.
just think back when
That's
we were
great.
children, like having you as like being kids, and we were uber creative as kids always, and it was because of you. Like, if I didn't have an older sister, I probably wouldn't have been this creative. Like, I don't know. There's just things while we're born, and then I have my little sister Maddie. She's the little finalizer. Like Maddie's the one. She's the cameraman. Like she's the one that
Gimli.
Like you get it. That's what I mean. You understand the hierarchies, and you've kind of laid it down. It's important. It was important we saw Lord of the Rings when we saw it.
Dude, that film did so
And just with that, well, Tolkien's writing though, and just the
did
way
so much for us.
the amount of love Peter Jackson put into it. I mean, that's our Jodorowsky's Dune. That is like Star Wars wasn't big to us. It's Lord of the Rings, and what Jodorowsky aspired for Jodorowsky's Dune to be on a more maybe psychedelic level and spiritual level. Peter Jackson did it. He did Lord of the Rings justice, and he did it with those 3 films, and they put an effort into those films that were unbridled. They put an effort into those films that were unbridled. It wasn't as intense as Apocalypse Now, because Apocalypse Now is war. It is war, and that's what that film is, and that's what the themes of those films are. But the themes of Lord of the Rings is loyalty, friendship, teamwork, believing in good,
taking it to the end.
the underdog.
There's beauty in darkness. Like the whole
darkness is beauty.
The whole just
What was that?
I'm trying to pull out all the
put into words.
The not even the words, but the names of the actual locations of what I'm trying to talk about, but I'm completely brain dead right now.
Mm-hmm.
But like the town, like anything that is in Isengard or in like Mount Doom, like it's so dark, it's so like evil, demonic, whatever you want to call it. It's I mean, it's just evil.
I mean, there's that
but it's
scene.
so pretty. Like
well, the devil's seductive.
Well, that's
That's like when I was saying earlier, P. Diddy seems like a cool fucking guy. Very fun.
No party like a Diddy party. So.
Like a Diddy party. But I'm like I watch these videos. I'm like, what a guy. But there's a whole other side that you just, and that's the devil.
I don't know. Lord of the Rings was a very impactful
No, it is.
thing.
Well, but I was also
Always
speaking from
be.
just like the filmmaker standpoint and from the craft standpoint that the amount of love, well, they had the right filmmaker for it.
They had the right.
They had the right cast for it. They had Viggo. They had, I don't know, I was going to say Shia, but they had not Frodo, Elijah. You had Orlando Bloom. Orlando Bloom is perfect for Legolas. Perfect. You're Sean Astin. He's perfect for Sam. He was Rudy. Like, who the fuck is more Sam than Rudy?
Carrying him up the side of the mountain.
What's the guy who played Gimli? I can't think of his name right now. But he's like a theater
Jonathan
actor.
Rhys Davis.
Yeah, the fact his name is Jonathan Rhys Davis. Like, that is Gimli. That's an arrogant little.
We lost our king.
Yeah.
Was it this year?
Would you see who died yesterday was Professor McDowell.
McGonagall.
What is it? Dude, I'm so old now.
You know, Harry Potter.
Jodorowsky took over my brain, and I just don't
Harry
give a fuck about these little stories.
I mean, I loved it growing up, but I feel like now
It's not that good.
adult.
It's for children.
Harry Potter adults are like Disney adults.
Idiots. They're idiots.
They're weird.
They're idiots.
It's weird.
They're idiots.
It's
Harry Potter is a
great.
children's book. If you should read Harry Potter, maybe into high school. If you're reading Harry Potter past college, or like, if you're analyzing Harry Potter and you read it before in college, that's very good. But if you're reading Harry Potter for the first time after college and you're like, this is how it all works.
You know what? Even if you want to reread it for nostalgia.
No, that for the first time, I'm telling you.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
as an adult, if you want to read it here like once every 5 years for nostalgia,
But if you've read it,
fine.
no, that is perfectly fine. But I'm saying people that read it for the first time that are like Harry Potter fans.
But people that read it once a year, no.
I'm saying people that read it for the first time and like 25 years old, and they think it's like how the world works.
I mean, they're just really late to the party.
I read it when I was 7 and 8 and 9 because of you, like I said.
I mean,
Who's your friend in Texas though? She would read them in like a day. Remember?
Diana.
Yeah. Shout out Diana.
For real, dude.
What do you think she's up to?
I got her on Facebook. We don't ever talk, but I think she's like married and has kids.
Send her the link. No, but she was cool. I remember going to her house and her dad was cool. They used to play Nintendo.
Yeah.
And we played Mario.
Yep.
Yeah, we had it all over there.
Yeah. Yeah,
we
we
were into it.
We loved
Mexican.
it.
Latino.
They
That's
were.
Texas, bro.
They were. It was great. And then Brienne, do you remember Brienne?
Yeah, Brienne was a little bigger.
No, she was the little tiny skinny one.
Who's Samantha?
No one ever Samantha. Diana was a little like.
Yeah, no, I remember Diana and then Brienne. Okay.
Brienne was the really tiny, scrawny one. Miss Kim was her mom. They were divorced.
yes.
I would go over there on Fridays and we would be up all night. Dude, that was like the first like sleepovers I got to experience. We would get like pizza.
You were pretty young, yeah.
Yeah. It was like
90s, man.
I was in 5th grade when we moved here. So I remember when Mom told me.
What I mean.
When Mom told me that we were moving, I was like, "That's
really,
it."
Yeah.
I had the biggest crush on this kid named Dane DeVoe, and I was like, "We're never getting married now."
Well, dude,
He was the one that gave me my Charmander card.
Well, this is actually what I want to hear from you is, yeah, because I was 7 when we moved here. Maddie was like 2, but you were the oldest. So, like, really, how much does Oxford suck?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we just grew up, and I mean, we had fucking Six Flags like in our backyard.
I know.
Basically.
We had everything.
And
we grew up in a city, and then we moved to this. But when we moved here, people thought we were from bumfuck. That's what's so funny.
They thought we lived in Mud Hustle.
That's what's so funny. Like, these people are so fucking retarded. The fuck was that?
The Digimon.
Oh, jeez.
I rolled my.
But that's what I mean. Like, dude,
laying
like, we
here.
grew up, like, it's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very happy.
Imagine living in Oxford your entire life.
I'm so happy that I had. Even the fact that we got to live in we lived in a hotel.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Sweet of Zach and
For
fucking
like a couple
Cody
months there for a minute. The end of our last school year. Yeah, it ended out. I remember I'd come home and play video games on this.
Do you remember going in the building?
Mom would let us play in the
We were in the
bath
one
as long as
building
we
that had the
wanted.
pool right outside, but then remember we would go into the other one and
we'd
fuck
work
in the elevators.
Yeah. Oh, we'd always fuck around. There's not one moment when I'm not fucking around still.
But we would always go over there because we were like, if we go over here, then we can run back across and they won't know.
Yeah. Dude.
We watched The Grinch in that place for the first time.
Jim Carrey, shout out.
They slid a little thing under the door and we're like,
yeah.
Here's a free
room
movie.
service.
They came in. They would come in and clean.
Dude, we had it all.
Six Flags was literally across the street.
I know. We'd go all the time. Football,
I mean, we
stadium,
went before that even.
baseball.
Do you remember going and doing the Halloween?
That's why I like cities. Like, I still like cities, man. I like cities. That's why when you're down there.
Do you remember going to Six Flags at Halloween?
Yeah.
And go
Communities. Like right now we're in.
I remember the one time we were at that mall and we knocked that fucking thing over, and we were going to see Mulan, and I wanted to go see. And Mom,
we'd have to go to the movie theater to see things.
She was like,
or
no,
the mall.
She's
the
like,
mall
that's
theater.
it. We're going. I was like, are you? I was so sad.
It sucks. There was one time I remember.
We still saw it.
There was one time,
but
this is where I knew I could manipulate people. Maybe it was like from a past life, and I was trying to do. I don't know, as a kid. But Mom, I don't know, it's such a weird thing. I wanted a hamburger, and Mom wouldn't buy me it. Wouldn't buy me the burger.
Where were you?
We're in Texas.
I know, but where?
You were in school. I think I was just me and Mom.
You were
And
out and about?
I wanted to get a hamburger, yeah. And then when we got home, there was a fire truck at the end of the cul-de-sac. And she's
across the street?
yeah, and she's like, Grant, you want to go see? Everyone's there to go see the fire truck. And I was like, I don't want to see the fire truck. I want my burger. But I wanted to go see the fire truck so bad. And like in my heart, and I remember like laying on the floor. I was like, I want my, because I knew Mom wanted to take me to go see the fire truck too.
To get you off the burger.
But I was like, well, she kind of wanted to go see it too. But then, this is where it gets so funny. Because I remember this now too. And I was like, I want to go see the fire. And then the fire truck left. And I was like, where's the fire truck? But I didn't want to cry too much. But I was like, fuck, I really wanted to see that fire truck. And like,
it's decision making. It's like learning how to make.
I was like 3.
Yeah.
I was young.
But that's, you know what I mean? Like that
manipulating.
That's not, well, that, but.
It was. I
You
wanted to make her feel bad
like,
for not me getting a hamburger, but at the same time, I still wanted to go see the fire truck.
But that's what I'm saying. The fact, though, that you recognize
the fire truck was gone, so I actually felt bad, and I tried making her feel bad then.
Yep.
But I wanted to see that fucking fire truck, but I also want a hamburger.
Well, you're the boy. You can get away. You can. I remember when you were at college, me and Maddie would always be like, "Oh, Grant comes."
Yeah, well, you know,
whatever Grant wants for dinner.
Well, I'm pretty cool to Mom too.
Oh, that guy finally left.
Sometimes you treat people good and they're good to you. Weird how that works.
I think I do pretty decent.
The guy left?
Yeah.
I don't think Jacob's coming over.
Oh, he's out.
He said I can go smoke over there if I want.
Too much peer pressure?
Yeah. The young generation, dude, I'm telling you.
He's stressed.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Wait, what does that even mean? I can go smoke?
No, this is what he said. He just said, I got smoke here. You can come by if you want after you're done. Probably doesn't want to. He worked all day, so. But I do want him to meet you. Before we do a pod, that might be better. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just jump in. Cruising, dog. I'm not even that tired now. I might be a little drunk. Maybe that's what it is. It might be the gin.
It's kicking into second gear.
This has been a blast. It really has. We'll have to do one on the deck at home.
I try really hard to make my place just,
You got a cool. You're doing what you do, which you got. That's what you got to do in this life.
I mean, I think I got pretty good for the most part.
Oh, you got.
Got. Gang.
You got. No, I like coming over here. I've always have. It's been a minute, though. I haven't been here in a while. That's why I was like, well, they had me work all 5 days this week, which is the first time I've done it in a long time. Because I'm usually all over the place. But then I was like, Saturday, and I'm like, Saturday, it's like a normal work week. And I was like, fuck it. I'll come over here Saturday. I spent $50 on the weed, money on the boot. Like, I'll just like, this is what a normal day is for people on Saturdays.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's like we're broadcasting to the
world.
We're out here. It's like we're watching.
And I knew you were off. You've had your schedule off forever. Yeah. Imagine calling a football game.
I couldn't.
I could, but it wouldn't be like. I mean, if people wanted to hear me, it would be good.
Did you?
But
let's see.
For like a TV game, I kind of and to the 20 to the 30.
Dad
down
calling a football game.
Dad can't keep up with the action. Dad just gets angry.
He sits here with his leg folded over, it's crossed, and then he's got his arms crossed, and he just has this angry look on his face the whole time.
Watching the
and then on the commercial break, or when the Lions fuck up, he finally leans over and takes a sip of his drink.
Watching the Lions, though, is a business. It is. It's tough work.
It's a rough thing. It is.
But it's like, it's beautiful what's happening. I don't want to talk too much about the Lions.
Let's not jinx it.
Where does wind come
Aiden,
from?
though. Shout out.
Shout out Aiden. He's crushing this year. Where does wind come from? I really do like that.
What?
The skulls.
It's 3D printed. Etsy.
Oh, nice.
I have copper. I have like a copper one, too, downstairs. Nice. Honestly, I need to reorganize some cactuses.
Yeah, I came out here. I was like, it's a little cluttered.
I like clutter. You sound like Dad.
I wouldn't. Well, I
He was
like
in the
clutter
spare
too.
room the other day. He goes, I feel like I'm suffocating in here. I'm like, good. That's how
No,
you're
I like
supposed
clutter
to
too.
feel.
It feels a little stale.
It needs, well,
Things
honestly,
need to be moved.
today was the first day I finally brought the cactuses down off the rail.
Mm-hmm.
And then, honestly, these planters will probably get cleared out here pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's about that time.
Yeah. There just needs to be some things need some movement, some kinetic energy between these inanimate objects. Do you think objects feel things? Like, do you think there's consciousness inside objects?
I mean, growing up after being obsessed with the Brave Little Toaster, yes, I did think that
You
there
do?
was for a minute.
I know. I think that too. I think consciousness
Not always,
is everywhere.
but sometimes.
But then, if consciousness is everywhere, how come like
I
some
definitely think
consciousness
that we
must
could
not
have like
others?
the happening type
Yeah.
of thing happen.
Like just like air.
The plants just decide to say "fuck you," we're killing
Yeah.
you.
That would be nice. If they have that power. If they had that power.
So he's just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
If
Out
you
here.
boys,
If you boys want to take him out, he's ready.
the forest of it's like in Lord of the Rings.
Fangorn.
Yeah. We'll burn the forest of Bangor. Yes, man. Yeah. The little guy, he's like, yes. But my lord, there's not enough work for this. We'll burn the forest of Bangor. Yes.
It's funny because now growing up, I'm like like when we were younger, like Legolas was like
Or Orlando Bloom.
my guy. Well, it was Orlando Bloom too, because I loved him. But then Johnny Depp kind of took over.
Yeah.
But then now that I'm older and I watch it, I'm like, like the Aragon thing finally clicked.
Ah, the man.
Not that like it Denver, and not that I didn't see it before, but it just now I'm like I'm at
Aragon's
that
so
point where I
cool, dude.
prefer it.
Legolas is like,
That's maturing. You know what?
Legolas is like, he'd be like, oh, I just came. I'm going to die. Like, he's like, it hurts. Like, when I come, it hurts.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
But Aragon, what a guy.
What a man,
No, what a guy.
guy.
He knew.
He's up there with Tom.
He's up there. Oh, Vigo is. Vigo emailed me, dude.
I know. That's like a great accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, no, it really is. Send me, answer my 10 questions. He said the Lord of the Rings it was like nothing ever. It was like nothing. He said like,
He wants to come back. They're doing that Gollum movie.
I'm so over all that.
I'm
This is where I mean just stop. It's like the sports with the high school. Just stop. Please, just stop.
I know, but what if it's like
It's not. It's not gonna be better. How?
I never said it's gonna be better, but it could be good. It could be great. Do you remember seeing Shrek for the first time? Did you
Not
come,
the first time.
Did you come with us to see Pokemon the first movie that first time, or was it just me, Aaron, and Brienne and Diana?
Probably. I don't know. You guys are always like, because I was like the little boy.
Yeah, but I feel like you still like when we go to movies and do certain things. I feel like you always like still like tagged along.
Probably. It was the same way with Shelby a
And
bit.
then you
too.
had what was your friend? The one that got pissed.
Trevor.
And I took his. He made a bad deal, and then he fucking.
Dude, guy, it's so funny because like I'm. Upset. Like it's been a theme. Like that's so funny because I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, I make jokes about it all
He's
the
like that
time.
fucking bitch fucked me over. He said that at 5 years old. He said that.
No, he did not.
He's saying that now because of you. You put that in him. No,
He learned the hard way young.
he did. You got well. Hey, he should have a kid now.
I even asked, like,
No, there's always things like that. I talked about. There's always things. You and we were always pulling schemes. It's kind of weird. Well, Dad is probably always pulling schemes.
Who's this rolling in here? Oh, did I just imagine a car?
Yeah. Well, you heard something. You heard.
I heard something because of the audio picked it up, and then I was like,
Yeah, I don't know.
"Are we tripping out?"
It will be funny if you had Maddie on here and we just talk mad shit to her, like while on air, like because we're recording.
Give
so
her
like,
the Gimli treatment.
Because Maddie is pretty funny, but like,
Do you remember?
For what, bro?
I gave her when we had our book club. I gave her the Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone. I said, "Here you go. You got to read this."
You got to keep Maddie in check. I'm telling you, dude. She's Hitler. How I feel about Jacob.
She just started reading it. She just read words. She didn't even understand what it said. She came back.
I don't
and
understand concepts.
She goes, "I finished the first."
They're all little robots.
Remember when you probably don't remember this, but do you remember when I got in trouble because Maddie like stole like my like corn CDs?
No, but of course you got in trouble because of Maddie.
She
Fucking
stole
narc.
my.
Maddie.
She stole my corn CDs and she stole. You remember my American Idiot Bullet in the Bible, like
Yeah.
CD with the DVD?
I mean, you used to make really sick ass collages.
Oh,
Yeah,
still do.
insane.
So
God, I hate these younger kids so fucking
Listen,
much.
wait,
dude.
just let me finish this fucking.
Dude, I just think about how fucking.
We were here, and she got a hold of my CDs and that DVD and watched it, and then like was looking at like the album art. Like, remember the little books?
Yeah,
that had, like, all the lyrics.
I mean, that was like nice artwork they used to put in.
She wrote out all the words
to like, lyrics
to Adidas in her diary, and Mom and Dad found it.
Yeah,
and they were like,
Maddie's such a fucking copycat, and that's another
She
thing wrong
goes-
with this
she goes,
generation. They just copy people and they have no shame for it.
"Fuck, are you listening to?" I'll never forget it.
Well, corn.
And then she had something from Green Day because on the DVD there was like a scene like during a concert where Billy Joe was talking about sex or something, and she had written out what he like word for word like what he had said in the fucking.
Dude, these kids, I fucking hate that generation.
I got in trouble for that one.
Well, you shouldn't get in trouble, Taylor. Okay.
Stay out of my shit, Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie's such a fucking narc, dude. I don't even know if they're people. I think they're like little robots. Sometimes I think Maddie's a little
Maybe
robot.
she's a government.
Yeah, I think after like a certain age, like
Ow,
these
my knee
little
just-
fuckers just start. But man,
This video, it was this performance in Korea, and this guy
well, the Asians have
Snuck
mad
up.
respect. Yeah,
onto this crane,
for the shot.
and he's singing Earth Song, and he literally, Michael's like chained onto this thing, like he's secured so he's not falling off. This guy snuck past security, crawled up the side of it, like the arm of it, and gets up onto the platform on the outside of like the railing. Michael's holding onto him for his like holding him onto the thing, and he is just performing, hitting every note.
Yeah.
The guy is like so, and I'm just watching it and I'm like, I can't imagine. Like when they finally got the thing came down, whatever, it took 4 security guards to pull him off of Michael Jackson. And like to be that guy.
That and like that much.
Well, not just to like to be that guy that had that moment. Like that's an incredible moment that like
He's probably autistic.
you're killing the vibe, man.
No, I know.
But you know what
No,
I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. But it is kind of crazy what that guy did.
Well,
to have
no.
4 people pull you off.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go jump
I mean,
on,
I love
your favorite
music
artist and this and that, but
yes.
at the same time,
What a moment.
Michael
Yes. I get it.
embraced it.
Well, that's the thing. Michael wouldn't hold back because why should he? That's Michael's being, and that guy is. That's like God. That's like God work right there. And
It honestly kind of made me tear up watching it because it was the part where he like it Yeah.
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 There's
And he's just belting it, man.
yeah. Michael was special.
He was one of a kind for sure. Always. He died right after I graduated.
Truly one of a 7 billion. Like truly, because he was raised like truly one of a billion. Like 7
I didn't know
billion.
he lived with Diana Ross when he was like 13 or some shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
The amount of talent that, well, I mean, he was singing at 3 years old, but the
I
amount
know,
of talent
but
he
that
had,
poor thing,
and the amount of
what the
talent
poor
though,
kid went through
but
too.
the amount of talent he had around him, and he could just learn around. No, he was special,
But natural though too,
natural and genius and special.
and loving.
And he had it all, man. He was a special person, a true Dalai Lama.
Literally.
And in America, and you know what they do here to these people, well, to that type of power and that type of energy, they try to make you to be the worst person you could possibly be,
Well, they tried to paint a picture of him being the worst person, but that's
and they try to kill him too, and they did.
Oh, yeah,
But
that is true.
I want to make a cyberpunk screamo album.
For the Poes was, you guys came over and did a whole fucking photo shoot and everything
Yeah.
for it. Like that was awesome.
When I get creative, I get creative.
Some of the greatest pictures I have of my cat are from that photo shoot. Casper could use one.
Look at this little guy. What's that? You all right?
Under mine.
Well, Taylor,
Yeah.
what did you think of the show?
I enjoyed my time.
What do you think of the show?
I think it's great.
You think it's needed?
I think it's been fun sitting here gabbing. Isn't that what they call it nowadays?
Well, that's what they call it, yapping.
Yapping.
We call it gabbing.
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 Spin facts.
We're gabbing over here.
Spin facts.
Spin facts,
Speaking
gabbing, having
truths.
fun.
Speaking
Living with some
truths.
homeboys.
Hanging with the ramen noodle.
We're not
His
afraid.
little ears.
We're not afraid of Hillary Clinton. We're not afraid of Bill Clinton.
She eats babies.
We're not afraid of Kamala Harris. We're not afraid of Donald Trump.
Come on. I was gonna do mine.
We're not afraid.
Let's give it another fun again. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Let's give it another 4 years.
We're not afraid over here. So if you're afraid,
If
And
I go missing or die,
no, we didn't kill ourselves.
we did not.
We'll
kill
never
ours-
kill
Well,
ourselves
we did not kill ourselves
because we're not afraid over here.
my
we're
animals
warriors.
also did not kill themselves. So
Yes, keep that on track. I
I'm
believe this was a really great episode.
happy and healthy.
Happy and healthy. We have much more to give. Goodbye.